It's exactly 4:30 on the Eastern Clock, 8:30 on the GMT. Once more, me welcome you Obiama and the show no facing spiritual award. Time with Prophet Walker Afron. The same thing happened today. And then so you see a HUCA program no. And sorry no pay the breaking news that is coming from the West African region, precisely Guinea, is that their special force, the captain of the special force, which is Mamadou Damboya, has taken over power, meaning the constitution of the country has been suspended. Now the military has declared, say, almost governed with what we call decree. What actually went wrong and what actually happened, we are yet to get into this issue. These are the issues I Prophet Walker Ebabe discussing.
Chers compatriotes, la situation sociopolitique et économique du pays, le dysfonctionnement des institutions républicaines, guinéennes et
once more, let me apologize. In a little technical HB.
La situation sociopolitique et économique du pays, le dysfonctionnement des institutions républicaines, l'instrumentalisation de la justice, le piétinement des droits des citoyens, l'irrespect des principes démocratiques, la politisation à outrance de l'administration publique, la gabegie financière, la pauvreté et la corruption endémique ont émené l'armée républicaine de Guinée à travers le Comité national du rassemblement et du développement, CNRD, à prendre ses responsabilités vis-à-vis du peuple souverain de Guinée et dans sa totalité. Nous avons décidé ainsi, après avoir pris le président qui est actuellement avec nous, la République, nous avons décidé de dissoudre la Constitution en vigueur, de dissoudre les institutions. Nous avons décidé aussi de dissoudre le gouvernement, de la fermeture des frontières terrestres et aériennes. Nous appelons nos frères d'armes à l'unité afin de répondre aux aspirations légitimes du peuple de Guinée. Nous les invitons également chacun, à ce qui le concerne, de rester dans les casernes et continuer leurs activités régaliennes. On ne va pas reprendre les erreurs du passé. Nous allons nous concentrer sur le développement.
In moments like this is what you look out for. You look at the demeanor of the of the colonel. We'll share the kind of presentation I will put in forward. He was very calm and he seems very focused and it seems he knows what he's doing. It's something that, he has planned it for a very long time. Look, you can get into Saudi way. I mean, it used to be a culture on the West African sub-region. And the first time I don't think frowning so much to it. But we thought after about 2 or 3 decades, we need free your political system. Because in the past, military was serving as a checks on the governmental officials, including the civil servants and the public servants, or the society as a whole. But he accepted democracy, that sort of authority was shifted in the hands of the judiciary and the Congress. Accountability and probity. Prior to this show, conversation this is what we talked about. I say, and all of a sudden, and after the revisiting itself back, it clearly tells us democratic institutions, a failure. That's what happened. Precisely when democratic institutions fails to address its challenges, it triggers or call for military intervention. One say recently Burkina Faso. No, sorry. For all Mali, Gota stage cool. Quite twice now they have power. But where the end it came as a surprise to a lot of people. Look, this is Alpha Conde. This is the man we are talking about. Okay? This man has been in power since 2015. Since Guinea Enya independence, a free French for honor. What came up and they say, or he was the first democratic leader or taking over with the belief that Oba be giving not just assurance, he was going to give a new face to the political and economic image of Guinea. To Oba, and the man was highly welcomed. First year in office, he survived assassination attempt. Now, so after the 4 years, call for Buno, he won the election. Or win the election, this man is 83 years and a more constitution, so that he can run for the third time. Assuming say currently the 83, the turn of office in young you. And you know so some years transfer for the next 4 years. You at what age? Over 90 years, and this man still wants to be in power. Is it the language that they are telling us that old age leadership is coming to an end or not? You better comparative analysis, Kakra. One says, how do you be started or northern part of Africa, what we call the Arab Spring, places like Tunisia, Egypt, spring and started, and now if they are taking over. We hope that it doesn't spread across the West African sub-region. But what is the role of the ECOWAS? Does the ECOWAS have any authority on which they addressing this issue? Does this military officers give any recognition to the ECOWAS as an institution or as a body? Because, that's what most people are saying. When there are internal issues in various West African countries now, the ECOWAS doesn't step in. And sometimes even when you petition some of their bodies, they don't step in. But when the situation got out of hands, quickly, because I won't be surprised that the next 5 hours, latest by tomorrow morning, ECOWAS Bemeji, normal meeting. They will call it the bluff of the coup. But let's do this. It started this dawn. We heard gunfiring or the presidential palace. It taking place now. You see, this is a man everybody believes he's loved by everybody. Almost everybody in the country, irrespective of the opposition. But I'm surprised that the same citizens now have turned to support the captain of the special forces. I didn't know before you to me changing terms. There's not the power in I don't move fake to be with him. The same thing happened in Mali. Gota stage coup, the same thing. I don't betray my leader. I'm supporting Now, as it stands right now, the term of office of this man has come to an end. The military has taken over. Now the special forces are saying almost repel. But you see, the guy is a captain of the special forces, which is Colonel Mamadou Damboya. And one thing I didn't take you, the question I was asking myself, I didn't think that middle officers in the stage coup. Where are the generals? Where are the lower junior ranks? But they be a basia. You see, sometimes the corruption gets so much into the country. Some politicians try to buy the top ranks. And youngsters, lower ranks, they don't pay so much attention to them. So it takes conscience for some of these guys to say this is wrong. Because you know what? Everybody thought it was all war with this man. But constitutional change, so they ran it for the third time. On the surface, everything was fine. But when you scratch deep into it, you could see that there's so much division. I took time to study our political system and the reactions of the people. They see and I don't pay me. So what I said to myself is, I'm not surprised. Anyway, I'll try to do the translation if possible.
Le dysfonctionnement des institutions républicaines, l'instrumentalisation de la justice, le piétinement des droits des citoyens, l'irrespect des principes démocratiques, la politisation à outrance de l'administration publique, la gabegie financière, la pauvreté et la corruption endémique ont émené l'armée républicaine de Guinée à travers le Comité national du rassemblement et du développement, CNRD, à prendre ses responsabilités vis-à-vis du peuple souverain de Guinée et dans sa totalité. Nous avons décidé ainsi, après avoir pris le président qui est actuellement avec nous, de la République, nous avons décidé de dissoudre la Constitution en vigueur, de dissoudre les institutions. Nous avons décidé aussi de dissoudre le gouvernement, de la fermeture des frontières terrestres et aériennes. Nous appelons nos frères d'armes à l'unité, afin de répondre aux aspirations légitimes du peuple de Guinée. Nous les invitons également chacun, à ce qui le concerne, de rester dans les casernes et continuer leurs activités régaliennes. On ne va pas reprendre les erreurs du passé. Nous allons nous concentrer sur...
All right, let's do this. I believe, sir, and yet naturally, sir, or he brave into no stage cool, but he felt, sir, something has been compromised, which is the constitution of the country itself has been compromised. Okay? When some leaders failed to do what is right, no matter how they will intimidate some people in the country, it will take one or few people to tell them enough is enough. Conscience will always rise above hypocrisy. Clearly, after this is our constitution, you know, okay? He thought it was all war. People protested went here. We had the last election in Crombo, dozens of citizens or protesters were being beaten and killed by the same military people who use you, and it's the same people that have turned gun against this guy. In as much as he give very bad image to Africans, you know, look at some of the congratulatory messages are Omadema, this young Kenner. So it tells you that sometimes you may think it's all war, but it's not. About how African leaders you manage their resources and that they be a trigger sign on my way. So that culture say could it Germano? No, it's not. No. And you don't necessarily have to be the only brave person or group of brave people to stage coup. It takes people of conscience, people who want to uplift integrity and a stage coup. Now, yeah, be showing a Prophet Walker say, Sanyoma with the Anna, it was spiritual implication. Doing him, main further. You commercial breaking, you better quick into Saudi because West African country, you say you go to Diana, it happened twice, and then Mamadou Damboya and Atiki over suspended the constitution in Guinea. To me, it seems very unfortunate, but looking at how the people have reacted to the coup d'etat, you know, the jubilation and everything on the street, you know, it gives couple of signals. Either they are fed up with the old age or they are fed up with the tyrant. But you see, if you look at how the elections were conducted, democratic structures were there, but just so the people are saying, say no, it was a tyranny in disguise of democracy. Meaning they hide under the facade of democracy. No more practicing democracy, name more practicing tyranny. It's the same soldiers who use on the citizens and they have turned against him. This should be a lesson to all African leaders, especially those in West Africa. Yanya commercial break. You buy quick. Now you're the Prophet Walker at all line. So now I hope say obey the interpretation, you know. You my course side and I don't know can say me also mostly class who yes I know my way down spiritual back and Sunday. But looking at this kind of demeanor of the Kasai, he seems very timid. But anyway, Ubu are very tough inward. But let's see on also side of the whole issue. So after this commercial break, you know, at this point, I did a show be honest a moment starting shape program. So unfortunately beginning him say
Max morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Kofi Nyakopon. I'm here today to talk to you about longevity. We all agree that we live in a very, very toxic world, right from the food we eat, to the air we're breathing, to the water we're drinking, so much contaminants. Glutathione plays a very, very essential role in helping to detoxify us and boosting our immune system. And because we are exposed to all these toxins and also we are growing daily, naturally our levels of glutathione depletes. And as the levels deplete, we are also predisposing ourselves to over 74 major health conditions. So we need to boost or optimize glutathione levels in our body through our patented ribosine technology, which is the solution. Derived from this ribosine technology is our flagship product, which we call Cellgevity. So what is Cellgevity? Cellgevity is essentially a product that is made from ribosine and also contains 12 other synergistic ingredients. So these synergistic ingredients range from aloe vera, cordyceps, vitamin C, grapeseed extracts, resveratrol. All these other synergistic ingredients have tremendous health benefits. Resveratrol is very good for the heart, vitamin C, very good immune booster. Cordyceps, where ancient Chinese folklore, they've been using it for stamina and strength. All these other antioxidants have been added to our patented ribosine, and in combination, we have what we call Cellgevity. Most healthy people will notice that their energy levels have improved improved, their mental focus is very, very clear, they sleep better, they have reduced aches and pains, and all the other good things that I've mentioned. For most people, within the first 24 hours, they begin to feel some benefits. And as your glutathione level improves, you get other benefits as well. It is important to note that Cellgevity is not a drug, it is a food supplement. And as glutathione levels are enhanced, miraculous things and amazing things happen to your body. So who should take Cellgevity? Whether you have health challenges or you're perfectly fine, you would benefit from having raised levels of glutathione. For those with health challenges, supplementing Cellgevity, in addition to whatever the doctors have prescribed, has shown to have great outcomes. People improve well, they are recovering faster, and even if you feel you're perfectly fine, because you're going to benefit from the enhanced sleep, your mental focus being sharp, ability to recover from fatigue, stress, and exercise, and you're also going to derive lots of benefits from taking Cellgevity. The dosage is 2 capsules in the morning, 2 capsules in the evening. Take it with lots of water because you want to flush out the toxins that are being washed out of your system. People ask me whether there are side effects to taking Cellgevity. And it's important to know that some people get what we call detoxification reaction. They are bloating, they're using the washroom a lot, headache, but these are signs that the product is actually working. Even as you experience these things, they are not side effects, but they are detoxification reactions. Over the course of a very few days to weeks, these things disappear completely and you're going to get enormous health benefits. So what's the solution? Drink lots of water when you start experiencing detox reactions. If it's excessive, you might want to decrease the dosage to just 1 or 2 capsules a day and then gradually build it back up to the normal dose. But then if you're having allergic symptoms, you're running nose, itchy, redness in your eyes, then you might benefit from another product which we call Max One. Max morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Kofi Nyakopon. I'm here today to talk to you about Cellgevity. We all agree that we live in a very, very toxic world, right from the food we eat, to the air we are breathing, to the water we are drinking, so much contaminants. Glutathione plays a very, very essential role in helping to detoxify us and boosting our immune system. And because we are exposed to all these toxins and also we are growing daily, naturally our levels of glutathione depletes. And as the levels deplete, we are also predisposing ourselves to over 74 major health conditions. So we need to boost or optimize glutathione levels in our body through...
All right, let's do this. If you happen to be in the state of Massachusetts, now we're looking for a job or health field now, we contacted Dunstable Services LLC, which is 1934 Lake Avenue, Building 6, Tricky MS 01826. Or your RN, or your opinion, and CNA, or HHR. You contact them on BP based on certificate or your experience. Direct line, office line, 978-654-0002. All right, let me welcome everyone back to the studio. Now, young caught into this issue again. Now, for him, we are almost 5 p.m. here, which is like almost 9 p.m. on the GMT, near Prophet Walker and Bra line. So,
Guinéennes et Guinéens, chers compatriotes, la situation sociopolitique et économique du pays, le dysfonctionnement des institutions républicaines, l'instrumentalisation de la justice, le piétinement des droits des citoyens, l'irrespect des principes démocratiques, la politisation à outrance de l'administration publique.
I believe about the whereabouts of the defiant president, or say the failed president, Alpha Condé. At the moment, he's in the hands of the special forces. Arrested, mostly almost that's what they do. Arrested the commander in chief. No, pronouncement. Clearly, what we are seeing, that is a speech Colonel Mamadou Damboya a given. So immediately after this speech, the prophet Walker a better line. So, more line so that I know when treat say Momi program.
La corruption endémique ont émené l'armée républicaine de Guinée à travers le Comité national du rassemblement et du développement, CNRD, à prendre ses responsabilités vis-à-vis du peuple souverain de Guinée et dans sa totalité. Nous avons décidé ainsi
This is the genesis of it. I started some almost fire warning shots at presidential palace. Because you see, that's why I'm opposing to that commentary nearby and said the special forces were not aware. No, that's what they always say. How can they say they were not aware? It's the captain of it and Astejuku. So for them saying someone are aware, they are just deceiving the world. Almost war prior knowledge and some action used to be taking place. So if they were not aware, they are after I don't know one fighting the forces. Initially, they wanted to tell us, they didn't know the people until Sir Captain, it make a pronouncement, and I say, will be issued that statement, so I must suspend the constitution of the country. Now it's time to look at the spiritual aspect of it. If I knew if I walk away, Prophet Walker, Ashon, Afran. I believe that the physical side or the political side, my summary is enough. The update, the little background, let me tell you, I think a person can see beyond the physical. Afakoni seemed very comfortable. It's like he wasn't surprised at all. We opposed we are anymore. On the other hand, you could see some sort of remorse. As he said, this is making here to suspend the constitution. That's what he's thinking of. You see, mostly when it happens this way, you begin to ask yourself, what would have triggered the coup d'etat? Irrespective of the street laugh, or die there, even from the opposition side, so when will African leaders learn to prevent such occurrence? Is this something that is going to spread across the West African sub-region? Get into this. This is how the street is taking it. That's why a public appeal said Prophet Walker been the phone and so you're trying to go no bit your own friend. I will keep on trying and see being alive. My main request be you try to be a Prophet Walker and this OT and answer will be better OT. How my Prophet Walker and get it back to us. And the people are chanting for liberty, liberty everywhere. Yes, Prophet Walker. Yeah, hello. Hello.
Good evening.
All right, good evening, Prophet Tucker. Hold on 1 second. Finally, it's me, Prophet Walker. Prophet Walker, you want to come and bring the show, so.
Yeah, thank you.
That's it. As usual, so let's start here.
Okay. Michia, what's your phone? Now, one more shade, I'm telling you. Bibia, good evening. That's show you so. But I don't hear me there.
Okay, too.
Very well. It's your Bibia and Bray, Bibia would see me Biano, the Bibia will be Biano. It's Yao. What will share me? What would see me? It's Yao. I know, sir, in this time we are in now, no, as far as Africa continent is concerned, Africa as a continent is not in happy mood because one of the countries within the continent, the security over there is threatened, and the security over there is down, and the state of emergency is being declared in the country. It's all about coup d'etat in Guinea, and I want us to discuss about the development going on in Guinea, the insecurity in Guinea, the coup d'etat in Guinea. I want us to discuss for us to know the genesis of it and how it will end in Guinea as far as the coup d'etat is concerned. So I want us to pray first and we will start.
Oh, sure.
Rahil Ali Ma'and Salamil Awalami. Alibra la wasa vila awle sikma kana unda zidi ulea shali bula libita mundi alami salamunda da shele wala hazami kubaka yeki abalauza labita alami sharuan dabi sarabaka duru bilis ra'anju ya shami balai shura advakati kubaka lisu bedan diswada shele luwa anjele umaha shele ma vazi Makuba lakati aluama telewuma la a jelekuta zeledi alamunde azalamukuba aliyata ekubata zurabata kumitayaba tamilabata muzudabata mundibiata ya lawu salamuka baatu aya unyangupo tumfo una nunyaminanka unyangupo tumfo una sidanka unyangupo tumfo una mpejanka unyangupo tumfo una tutumka unyangupo tumfo una ipeja unyangupo tumfo una bodi nyaka sampa uyu unyangupo tumfo do hwe de oman wiase Africa ehwonsa tumedie ebedie de hwonsa bedin hini wo mu obi biara otie ye biara unyangupo tumfo manipa nyanti ase awade ebihwe mu mi jidi se wa nyakopo wonu nyam sane a eno adum tumi sane a ebewie no no wa tie obi o tie bi obi o hwe bi a wonyanti ase wonyanhurumu e wode ebehwe ne mu na ode aboa no na eno nkwa no ba ne man otim no ode aboa na man otim no anya ne ntoma pafra e ba ya ba so dwie mu a to dim na me so nyakopo tumfo dim ti amen.
Amen. All right, Prophet Walker, let's welcome you once more to the studio. Then also Prophet.
Coup d'etat in Guinea. Very interesting. Very interesting. And I've said this several times on your show that what is coming in Africa, who are the idea for this year? Who are the idea for this year? Because what is coming in Africa, if you are not well managed, don't know how to manage yourself, you don't know how to manage your environment, your country, the continent you are living in, the global, the planet you are living in, it now. At the end of the day, what is coming, or you'll be a victim of it. I remember clearly 2020, last year, I gave a prophecy about Mali, coup d'etat. I gave a prophecy about Guinea, Burkina, and Kenya, and all these prophecies has come to pass. And also, last 2 months, I think July, I gave a prophecy about gender cleaning, which is going to stay on Africa. And most of these prophecies have come to pass. And just some hours ago, Guinea have experiencing coup d'etat. State of emergency has been declared in Guinea. Why? Let me tell you something. Coup d'etat can never happen in any country without any foreign power intervention. Coup d'etat can never happen in any African country without Western power influencing it. Coup d'etat can never happen in any African country without any Western power initiating it. So what? Intervention, initiating, and influence. So before you can have successful coup d'etat in every country, as far as this earth planet is concerned, you need influence, you need initiation, you need intervention from Western power. These three things. Because every African country in this earth planet is being controlled by Western powers. And for you to achieve your target by overthrowing a government, a civil government, you need a Western power to support you.
Okay.
We don't use one day to initiate. We don't use one day to intervene. We don't need one day to influence a coup d'etat. You need years. You need to plan. You need to organize before you execute coup d'etat. Before you can succeed by overthrowing your government, mind you, the word coup is a French word. It's a French word. And the coup d'etat, both the coup or the tar, the both word is a French word. Simple means you are overthrowing government and its powers. You are overthrowing government and its powers. And when you are talking about government, you are talking about the three arms of government: the judiciary, the executive, the legislature. The three organs form the government. So if you want to overthrow government, one, you need to have your searchlight on the executive, number one. The executive should be your first target. Number two, the legislature should be your second target, and your third target should be the judiciary. After you have this target around, you plan very well, you put them aside. The next stage should be a foreign intervention, meaning that you can overthrow your government by throwing away the three organs of the government away. But if your calculation against the foreign intervention is not well calculated, the Western powers can come in and stop you. So you can end up having 90% successful coup d'etat, meaning that you are not able to finish the 100%. And when it happens like that, you'll be arrested. And when you'll be arrested, the firing squad will be given to you to execute you. Meaning that you wanted to overthrow the government, but you failed. And whenever coup d'etat fails, it means that those who are involved need to be executed by firing squad, by shooting or hanging. So before you can overthrow a government, you need to calculate well, because when you fail the attempt of throwing away your government, your life will be replaced. Your life will be taken away. So two things: it's either you succeed or you lose your life. Because if you succeed, you take over. If you fail, your life will be taken away. In Africa country, the Western powers like North, South America, Europe, Asia, Middle East, all these Western powers are powers who are interested in African countries' oil.
Oh, okay.
America will not support you to overthrow your government if your country doesn't have oil. Before America, before an European country, before an Asian country, before any Eastern world or Eastern continent country comes in to support you to overthrow your government, first, they will observe, they will investigate to see whether your country has an oil first. If your country doesn't have oil, forget about the coup d'etat, they will not support you because they will not get anything in return. What's if powers think about what they will get in return? It's like doing business. When you want to do business, you need to think about your returns, your profit. Nobody goes into a business by thinking that I'm going to business to fail, I'm going to business to lose. Everybody thinks that I'm going to business to make returns, to make profit. The same way, when a Western power supports you to overthrow your government, those Western powers see that movement of coup d'etat as a business, as a partnership. So they are coming to support you so that when they support you to overthrow your government, the oil in your country, they will have a share in it. The gold in your country, they will have a share in it. The bauxite, the diamond in your country, they will have a share in it. And if your resources, your minerals in your country is less than 10%, they are not interested. The natural resources in your country, assuming Togo or Nigeria, no, Togo or Burkina, you want to set a coup d'etat in Togo or Burkina, and you want Russia to help you. No problem, Russia will help you. Russia is in the eastern part of the Asia continent. They will come in to help you to overthrow your government in Togo or Burkina, but Russia will first send spies. And so when the spies go to the Burkina or Togo, they are going to survey the whole country and check the number of minerals, the number of resources the country have. And they will scale it with percentage. So when you scale your resources, your minerals, and see that this country minerals is about 10%, it means that when we support this coup d'etat, we get something in return. But when they find out that the resources is less than 10%, they will not support you because what would 10% do for them? Why? Because you go to them, I want to overthrow my government. The reason why I want to overthrow my government is that the government in power is mismanaging the economy, misusing the resources. There's a hardship in the country, despite what we have as a country. Meaning that the country has an oil. There's an oil block everywhere in the country. There's a gold everywhere, diamond, bauxite, manganese, timber, cocoa, everywhere in the country there's a minerals. Resources is everywhere. But yet there's a hardship in the country. Yet the economy is sinking. Yet there's a mismanagement of the country, the economy. There's insecurity everywhere, meaning that your government is incompetent to handle and manage the economy of the country. So you believe that when a right person or competent person take over the government, those resources will be manageable. The economy of the country will benefit the people when the right person manage the economy. So you sit on the table with these Russian people. You negotiate with them. You dialogue with them. If you help me to overthrow my government, then my country has 50% oil block, 50% oil block. But if you help me to succeed this coup d'etat, I'll give you 25%. And the country will have 25%. The 25% that will be remaining, I will use that 25% to reduce the hardship of the country. The Russian people will know that you are bringing something on the table, good thing on the table, something sweet, something honey to the table. They will help you to do that. negotiate with them. They will give you their notice that they will come and support you, but wait, they will give you the date. The coup will be staged. They will give you the date the coup will be staged. Before they will tell you, they have already sent their spies into your country to spy the economy, the resources, everything you said to them. They have sent spies to go and see and bring facts and evidence to back what you are saying, that whatever you said to them is true. So when the spies come back and they find out that what you told them is true, it means that they are ready for business. So when they find out that what you told is true, then they will send the security apparatus for borders. Meaning that any country that you share border with, they will have security apparatus managing those borders. Because if they don't do that, and they come in here and support you to do the coup d'etat, your neighboring country can send his military to come in to defend the government from being overthrown. Here in maybe Togo share border with Ghana. So if coup d'etat happens to Ghana, Togo, the Ghana government can send the military of Ghana to go to Togo and defend the government of Togo from being overthrown. So it means that Russia has to send their troops, security apparatus, to block the border between Ghana and Togo so that the military of Ghana will not be able to enter to Togo to defend the government. So the government can be overthrown. This is how it's been done. So in Guinea, when you listen to the Kana or the coup d'etat leader, all he was saying, one of the things he made clearly to the people that all borders have been closed. The land, the sea, the air, all the three borders have been closed. Meaning why? Those foreign powers who are behind them, the coup d'etat process, those foreign powers who are behind them, they have already staged and blocked all those borders. So if the neighboring country of Guinea want to help the Guinea government or defending Guinea government from overthrowing, what they have to do is that they have to send their troops into Guinea to defend the government. But here the borders have been closed. So how can your neighboring country government send his troops to come into your country to defend you? The land has been blocked, the air has been blocked, the sea has been blocked. How can you enter to Guinea to defend the government from being overthrown? So coup d'etat is something you need to plan for years. You can't use 1 day or 1 month to do a coup d'etat. You have to use years, maybe 5 years to 10 years, just as a decade, 1 decade to plan a coup d'etat. You plan the coup d'etat, you do underground work. The foreign power have done background check and find out that what you told them is true, that you have such resources, but the economy is still not doing well. The people in the country are still suffering from hardship. So you believe that when you take a coup and you get into power, you bring some relief to the people. Why not? They will help you. But they will tell you, you have told us today, but we will not help you today. We will help you 10 years' time. This is how coup is being planned. The day you tell them, they will do their survey to find the truth. When they find out what you told is truth, they will tell you, all that you told us, our spies have come back to us, and you have told us what you told us is true. Everything you told about your country is true. It's the fact. But the coup d'etat or the coup you want to do, it will come on the next 10 years. So go and sleep. Why they said 10 years to come or 5 years to come before the coup will be staged? Meaning that when you will leave Russia and come back to your country, that 5 years or 10 years, they promise you that after that 10 years, before that coup d'etat will be staged, those Russians will be working underground. They will start blocking neighboring country from accessing your country in terms of security, so that when they stage the coup, those foreign neighboring countries will not come in to fight them from overthrowing your government. Not only that, there's a Western powers as well. So assuming Russia is helping Guinea people to do the coup, Russian people have to not only to fight or block all the neighboring countries of Guinea, but also they have to block China, they have to block America, they have to block maybe North Korea, they have to block a lot of countries who are very powerful, so that they will not come in to stop them. Because America can come in to stop Russia from coup d'etat. China can come in to stop Russia from coup d'etat. So aside they are blocking African countries or African neighboring countries of your country, you have to also block Western powers countries, which is who are possibly for them to come in to intervene in the favor of your government. So they will do internal blocking and they will do external blocking. Within that period of 5 years or 10 years, they will be doing blocking. They will be doing blocking both internal and external. After they are successfully block all the portals or all the ways which other countries can come in to stop their coup d'etat, then they will fool you and tell you that so far everything is staged. We have blocked internal countries and foreign countries or external countries. What you are going to do is that we are pushing $20 million. Coup d'etat doesn't come only about planning, about surveying, about initiating, about influencing. Coup d'etat also comes about funding. So you cannot have a coup d'etat or a successful coup d'etat without money or financial support. You need money, not $1 million. You need millions of dollars. And sometimes, if you are not lucky, you have to spend billions of dollars for one coup d'etat. Why? There is a key people within the cycle of the initiation of the coup who need to be bribed so that the coup stage will be smooth and easy and successful. Easy, smooth, and successful. 3 keys. So the reason why the money will come in is one, to have easy coup, successful coup d'etat. The money will come in, those who are being targeted within the cycle of the coup, you have to bribe them. How can they bribe them? You need to bribe. Who are they to bribe? You need to bribe the Speaker of the Parliament, number 1, the Chief Justice, number 2, and the Prime Minister of the country. 3 key people you need to bribe. If you don't bribe these 3 people, it will be hard for you to have successful coup d'etat. So money has to come in. Before you can have a successful coup d'etat, money has to come in before you can achieve that. Because these 3 people, they are the heads of the 3 organs of the government. So in my first submission, I mentioned the 3 organs of the government. And each of the organs of the government, there's a head or somebody who had those institutions. The judicial, the legislature, the executive, all these organs, there's a head of these organs. And each head needs to be bribed, needs to be influenced with money. So if I'm a speaker of the parliament and you bribe me, all those members of the parliament who are under me, I'll control them. When they want to voice out, I will tell them, hey, my friend, get back. Hey, my friend, be silent. Don't speak. The Chief Justice will be bribed. All the judges, all the lawyers under him, he will silence all of them. If you are a judge, if you are a lawyer, and want to speak against the coup, because he's being bribed, he will voice out. He will shout at you, my friend, shut up. My friend, sit down. Don't speak against the coup. Just keep quiet. Watch what's going on. So the Chief Justice is also there to silence his subjects, those who are under him. The executive, the Prime Minister, because in the coup d'etat, the most targeted person is the President, the head of state. So the President, you can't bribe the President because he's the one you are overthrowing. But you have to bribe the Prime Minister because he's not the one you are overthrowing, so you have to bribe him. So when you bribe him, all government appointees report to the Prime Minister. And the Prime Minister also report to the President. So when you bribe the Prime Minister, indirectly you have bribed all government appointees. So when you bribe him, any government appointee that speak up, the Prime Minister will shut the other person down. When you try to voice out, when you try to speak against the coup d'etat, the Prime Minister is there to speak against your willing of condemning what's going on because he has been bribed. Bribing you means that you are taking money, we are influencing you with money to fight against anybody that will fight against our coup. So the Speaker of Parliament, the Chief Justice, and the Prime Minister are the three target people who are being there to support the coup d'etat and fight against their own government, who is being overthrown. And before you can do that, you have to have money to bribe them. Not only money, you have to bribe them with it, but you have to promise them with foreign shelter. Foreign shelter. When I say foreign shelter, it means that, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chief Justice, Your Lordship, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, if you support us and you defend our coup protest and you fight against your own government for us to have a successful coup d'etat, we are not only giving you, each of you, $10 million, but also we are promising you and your spouses and your children and your entire family a safety trip from Guinea to Russia. So the foreign country which is supporting the coup or who is having joint hands, working together with internal protests to overthrow the government, that country is a country which has been reserved for those who support the overthrow of the government. So if it is Russia who is supporting the initiating or influencing the coup d'etat, you promise the Chief Justice, the Speaker of Parliament, and the Prime Minister that aside we are giving you money, when everything is being done, we will fly all of you to Russia with your family together. So you are not only giving them money, but you are promising them shelter, a comfortable shelter. They are going to have a shelter in Russia. You are promising them for that. After you are giving them all those things, you have their support. Then the leader of the coup protest, within the internal cycle, the leader also mobilized its men. Now, the foreign country has given him green light that everything is said. We have the money to influence. We have security checkup at the borders. The surveillance done. Our spies have worked all their work. They have done with their work. Everything is done from our part. Now it's left with you, the military, to also plan everything yourself, because we are done with ours as a foreigners. So the leader within the internal cycle of the coup in the country have to mobilize his men. He will pick, maybe you cannot have a coup d'etat without having 50 men as a military man. At least, if you want to have a successful coup d'etat, you need to have 50 men who are military. you have if you get less than 15 men from the military side, you know your coup d'etat will fail. If you get less than 15 men who will support you in coup to overthrow your government, the coup will fail. So you have to have at least 15 men who are in military uniform, who are military personnel, who will be in support of you, who will be there with you, who will join hands with you to overthrow the government. Why? Because the 15 men, you have to divide the 15 men by 3. When you divide the 15 men by 3, 1/3 of them will put the head of the state, the president, under house arrest. 1/3 of them will put the president under house arrest. Another 1% or 1/3 also will put the influential leaders of the country, influential leaders like clergymen, the traditional leaders, and the civil leaders like opinion leaders, people like the social side who criticize the government of corruption, those people, because as for them, everything they will talk about it. So you have to have military who will put those people under house arrest. So the chief, the clergymen, and the civil society men. So the civil society men too, you need military men who put them under house arrest. The 1/3 of the left one will be the front-sided coup protest. So it's like a football league. 1/3 will play 5, 1/3 will play back, and 1/3 will play center field. So the one who plays center field will be the one who will announce, who will make the announcement that we are taking over. The president is under house arrest, the clergy, the opinion leaders, all of them are under house arrest. So 50 of men in military, you divide them by 3. 1/3 of them will put the president and his executive or cabinet members under house arrest. The president, the ministers, the government appointees, all of them will be under house arrest by 1/3 military. The 1/3 will put the civil society members under house arrest, and the 1/3 of them will be doing the announcement, will be roaming about in the streets, firing guns, moving ammo cars, moving to a station, one radio station to another, one TV station to another, making announcement. Government has been overthrown. State of emergency. Don't go out. Curfew is everywhere. You will impose curfew everywhere. And after you do everything, and every coup d'etat, you cannot have a coup d'etat successfully without going beyond 14 days. If you go beyond 14 days, your coup d'etat will be reversed. So within the period of 14 days, you have to make sure that your roadmap is well done. Meaning that the day you take over of government or overthrowing the government to the next 14 days, you need to have transition. If the transition doesn't happen within the 14 days, any foreign power can come in to stop you. Because the foreign power that has come in to support you to overthrow your government, it has a strength and energy for 14 days. After 14 days, its power, its strength is going down. So the moment its power and strength going down, any foreign power can also come in to overcome that foreign power government who has come to support you. So within 14 days, you have to finish everything, perhaps transition, and within the transition, you have already announced who is the new head of state, who is your finance minister, who is your road minister, who is agriculture minister, who is the minister of education. You have already have your cabinet, your appointees, everything is done within the 14 days. It means that you are ready for business. And one last thing you cannot do or you cannot have. If you don't have that particular thing, you cannot have a successful coup d'etat, is spirituality. If your spiritual background is weak, you cannot succeed to overthrow government. Because every government has spiritual backup. So you overthrow the government, you also need a spiritual backup. First, you need to overthrow the government spiritually, before physically you can overthrow him. If you are not able to overthrow the government spiritually, you cannot overthrow him physically. Yes. Because some presidents in this country, African continent, some of them in the spiritual world, they are lions, they are tigers, some of them are cobras. Some head of state, you to empower them. And the spiritually, when you're stronger, how can you succeed? Why? Assuming you want to do coup d'etat, and the coup d'etat you want to do, the president that you want to overthrow, the president is very powerful spiritually. He has entities around him. The president has entities around him. So entities also see ahead of time. So those entities will inform the president that this person is planning coup d'etat against you. So if care is not taken, you will be overthrown. The moment those entities elect the president will call for your arrest. And when the president calls for your arrest, you'll be executed by firing squad. Because the president doesn't work alone. He has spirits that work with him. He has genies. He has angels. He has demonic spirits. He has a draft who work with him, who gives him information ahead of time. So me myself, if I'm a president of any country at all in any part of the world, and you want to stage a coup d'etat against me outright, hey, then you have to prepare. Because me myself, I know who I am. So before you plan the coup d'etat, my angelic forces around me who already elect me that outright, this man, this guy, this soldier, this military man is planning coup d'etat with Americans. And the next 6 months, if care is not taken, this guy will succeed overthrowing your government. Immediately, my angelic forces elect me that you are planning coup d'etat against me. Immediately, I will call for your arrest and I will execute you by firing squad. And all those alliances with you, I'll make sure I'll find all of them and execute all of them. Because if I don't execute you, the next 6 months you are going to do that to me. If I don't do that to you, you will do that to me the next 6 months. So I have to be fast ahead of you and execute you. But sometimes because of people succeeding, overthrowing governments in Africa, is because most of African leaders, most of them, some of them are spiritually weak. They don't have angels, they don't have spiritual powers, they don't have entities around them who give them information ahead of time. So before they come to themselves, before they be realizing what is going on, they have already been taken out from power. They have been already overthrown from government because they don't know what's coming. They don't know what's ahead of time. So before they realize, somebody from nowhere, somewhere from somewhere, and some overthrow their government because there's no spirit around them who gives them information of what is ahead of time. But when you meet a person or a president or a head of state who is spiritually powerful, spiritually fortified, you need also, you the coup plotter, you need to go somewhere to fortify yourself. You need to be empowered spiritually so that your entity will be able to bind the entities of the president so that whatever you will do, those entities of the president will not see to give the alert to the president. So before the president and his entity get alert of what is going to happen, what is happening will already happen. They will not find out that you are planning coup d'etat before they realize the government is already under house arrest. There's nothing you can do. You have to take it over. So foreign powers coming, coup d'etat happens because of oil. And let me tell you, Guinea, the reason why Guinea comes in as a recent coup d'etat or be on the list of countries who have just facing coup d'etat recently in the history of 2021 is because one, their leader, as President Alpha, he himself, one is corrupt leader. So this is one of the reasons why the coup process see reasonable decision what is overthrowing him because they believe that one is a corrupt. 2, there's too much hardship in the country. 3, there's mismanagement of the economy. That's what the country have. the natural resources, the minerals, everything the country have. See, the country is suffering. There's a hardship in the country, unemployment, everything is going bad in the country. And mind you, whatever the president is doing in Guinea, he was doing in his favor because you are being president, you are being power for 2 terms. You want to know your term in power is come to the end. You just go and amend the constitution. Amending the constitution to give you another chance to contest as a president, it means that you have an agenda. An agenda, what agenda? You couldn't use 2 terms to develop the country, to change the economy of the country. How many years, how many terms do you need to change the economy of the country? How many years, how many terms do you need? It means that they first have 2 terms. You couldn't change the economy, but see, you want to be president. It means that you have a selfish agenda. And that selfish agenda is to rob the state, from the state coffers, rob the state through corruption. Because you cannot you couldn't transform the economy. And extra 1 term, and then you better act in the economy. How possible? Be a president for 4 years, you couldn't change the economy. Another 4 years given to you, couldn't change the economy. Make it 8 years. You want extra 4 years to make it 12 years before you can change the economy. Hell no, it's not possible. You're not a magician. 8 years you couldn't use to change the economy. The next 4 years you can do that. It's not possible. It means that you have an agenda of stealing from the state coffers, maybe you are mining secret corruption. And the more as a leader you rob from the state coffers, the more the economy suffers. Because the money that needs to go to the roadside, the money that needs to go to the education, the money that needs to go to the agriculture, the money that needs to go to the health sector, all those monies are going to your pocket. And when it happens like that, the country, the people in the country will suffer. So I believe that what the coup project did in Guinea is the right thing you have done. You have done the right thing. And those coup protests did well by having support of America. America has been an ally to this coup protest. They have supported them financially, intelligence, everything, strategically, every way, every method you need to overthrow a government. America has been at the backbone of this coup protest to have successful coup d'etat in Guinea, my brother.
All right, Professor Walker. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your submission. My intake questions, Kakra.
Okay.
The Prophet 10 coup plotter. What him say it's too detailed. Like inside out the mind there. I hope say will be on the bad side of it. Now we'll give you how the whole thing is. But Prophet, this question is coming from me directly. How did you know all this knowledge? I mean, how did you acquire this knowledge? To say you're planning coup, that's to say you're plotting coup.
And how did I acquire this knowledge?
I say now coup plotters or more like this is the architect of it.
One thing about me is that by the grace of God, I have connections with diplomats. People who are diplomatic people. So
okay.
When I engage them, they give me, let's say, knowledge about diplomatic relationship and economic governance and those kind of things, and foreign intervention, and foreign influence, and foreign initiation in other countries. So learn those things or acquire those knowledge by the grace of God. My connection with diplomatic people, and that's why I get those.
Because it was very detailed. I know say I'm more background in this kind of political science and those areas, but I'm putting things down. But we did not, and that's all the echo. It was very new to me, and I'm not the only one. Me share program no premier for all platforms. Me share my phone, Or more questions. Say, where from this man? Like they think say we be our service mood, but all the same, let's do this. And the Prophet Walker, They think so. You'll be our cost service mother, like you've been in the armed forces and RBB. I mean, to get to detail about it. Because it's pure. I mean, lectures are my idea. We because it raises security concern because it's like a way I planning coup pepe. Anyway, let's do this. Now, Mami Musa Adebayo, Prophet Walker. Now, Sir Alpha Conde, from the physical side, you say, me take message no pay, and I wasn't too surprised. Adebayo me who and say, "Sa constitution now 10% person running for the third time no." Me, I believe say and then a trigger as idea no. And I said, who believe said that this coup has been planned for long ago because okay says will be a coup. And we really actually Americans and supporting them allegedly. Let me put it that way. Assuming it's a US influence in this coup d'etat. And for how long no more plotters are coup? Because some to be planned. So it could be say a bad. They don't necessarily target a particular president. Name anybody can be a victim. Assuming it's a name US or yen stage coup or country B or A. Because we name who's gonna be president for the next 4 or 8 years or the next 16 years. So I'm not planning 10 years now. Where Baby should be, you could be a victim. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works. In every coup brought a coup d'etat, the Americans or the Asians or the Eastern people or Europeans, they target one particular African country. Whether the leader in power has fulfilled his 2 terms legally finished, and that leader has hand over power or there has been a successful transition, or there has been a successful transition of power to the next government. Whether or not, assuming I'm a president of Ghana, I finished my 2 terms without amending the constitution. After 2 terms, I hand over power to the next government successfully. It doesn't change the calculation and the strategical way of the Western powers of what they want to do.
Yeah, but wouldn't there be external factors?
The reason why I'm coming, yeah, the reason why they target those African countries is because of oil and resources.
I understand.
They are not interested about how long. It's not about how long you be in power, how long you are being in power. Whether you just came in or you are being in power for too long, or in Africa or like Togo or Ghana or Nigeria, there's nothing like dictatorship. Or everything is democracy is working in Ghana. So because of that, we will not attack them. We will not say the coup d'etat. No, they are interested by the resources, the natural resources. So whether we practice a pure democratic era or regime, it doesn't matter to them. Okay. Whether we practice are you get what I'm saying? So no, it doesn't matter whether
the government is doing well or not.
10 years, 20 years, it's about the resources.
But what about Sabia?
When they come in,
what about Sabia? Oma target Sabia the next 8 years on Tijuku or country B. Not that particular time coincided with the current administration. If the government is doing very well, because Rollins can say me. I say any coup d'etat be any support of the masses, it will not be successful. Meaning say okay, one of Rollins in the pronouncement. Or if the atmosphere doesn't call for coup d'etat, we are a bit failing. Because we share we are citizens, it's a jubilate, a supportive guy there. It tells you means they were for it. What am I saying?
Okay, let me tell you something. In Kwame Nkrumah era,
yes,
Kwame Nkrumah took over from the British. He was first prime minister, later became president around 1960 something. In that era, Kwame Nkrumah has not even finished 1 term as we believe as a 4 years.
Right.
A FIFA came from nowhere and took over.
Right.
And when the FIFA took over, Kwame Nkrumah was in Guinea. And FIFA phoned him and said, "My friend, don't come back to Ghana." That time it was that time he said, "Don't come back to Ghana. because I've taken over. How did it happen? British was behind it. Great Britain was behind the initiating, the influence, and the stage of the coup against Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah, but I think I heard all contradictory facts, because most political science doctrines books, most books or most doctrine made us believe it had Afrifa, Kotoka and Co had the support of the CIA. But when he says a British and stepping in, I mean, that's a distorted fact.
No, you cannot. Let me tell you something. You cannot have the coup d'etat. People should listen. You cannot have coup d'etat successfully without involvement from your former colonial masters.
Oh, okay.
Any coup d'etat that has happened in any African country, that African country have to trace their coup from their former colonial masters.
And they say we see France for involved, but what more Mudin, but rather about American city.
No, I was making an example. That's why I used Togo. Togo has not had any coup d'etat over there, but I used America as Togo as example.
In your submission, it's okay. I will be ending. What's the idea? CCC or Guinea? Americans, will influence you.
Americans have influence of Guinea issue, coup d'etat, but it cannot ever be 100% support from them if the Guinea former colonial masters doesn't approve it.
Oh, okay, that's okay. I mean, the point is well made.
The first people will not make stage. They may not stage the coup by themselves. America will do that, but they will have the support of the French. So when Nkrumah was overthrown by Afrifa, the CIA was in support, but British have to give approve because they know the genesis and the revelation of the Gold Coast or Ghana. And through them, Nkrumah became prime minister and became president. After I overthrew Nkrumah without them, British is a very big empire, big kingdom, they have the big equipment, the military, everything that they can break the RCA backbone from destroying Nkrumah. So if you want to overthrow Nkrumah, and British say no, we are supporters of Kwame Nkrumah, can you overthrow Nkrumah? You can never, because British are able to rule this country, Gold Coast, for many years, and you CIA, you want to come in within an hour or some days, you want to overthrow Nkrumah. You cannot do that. You need the support of their masters, the country masters, which is British, before you can succeed. That's why when Nkrumah wanted the Queen to intervene on his behalf, the Queen declined. The Queen couldn't help him. That's why he was able to go away with it. Because the CIA was not only doing the work by themselves, but they were having the support of the Queen and his kingdom. Her kingdom. So every coup d'etat, any foreign power can overthrow any government by joining hands with internal protests. But before any that country can do that, they need approval and support of that country colonial masters before they can succeed. Because they can come in, because they know the genesis and the revelation of the country. They can come here and stop you. So now if America wants to overthrow government in, let's say, maybe Togo, America come in, they do everything without consulting French. Before they realize, before they come back to their senses, they will see French country be at the back of the Togo government. You cannot overthrow Togo government. So America has to pull back. But if America succeed by overthrowing Togo government, then they have to consult.
All right, perfect.
French government.
Let's do this.
We want to do this to support us.
Okay, let's do this, Prophet Oka. Assuming US is backing country A, okay, and the Russians, whilst here, now Russians also step in during the intel, no, what will happen?
Okay, assuming Americans want to overthrow government in Togo, Russians come in that we will not we are not supporting. We are stopping it.
Not the time of the coup d'etat. Time almost.
Yeah, in the era of the coup d'etat, the Russians are coming to stop Americans, right?
No, not in the course of the coup d'etat. Before, on say, because of intel, no, like, more coordinating information before I'm get go. No. At that stage, what will happen?
At that stage, what Americans need to do is that the negotiation they have done with the internal protest of the coup, Americans, the share Americans got from the dialogue or the negotiation, they have to take their part of the negotiation to the Russians and dialogue with them. So assuming Americans have 50%, after all, if we succeed everything, we have 50% of your resources. America, though the coup has not started, America have to go to Russia, sit down with them and tell them, this is what we are going to get, but we are sharing our percentage with you.
What about if they insist no, what will happen?
If they will insist that they will not support, then there must be a supremacy. Supremacies are all about who has the backbone.
Okay. All right.
The supremacies are all about who have the influence. The supremacies are all about who have the funds. So if you don't have the influence, if you don't have the money or the funds, then forget it. You will lose the game. So if America have all these qualities, then Russia doesn't have power to do anything. They can't stop Americans. But if Russia have more than what Americans are carried, it means that Russia can stop Americans from doing such a dirty game. So if America comes to you, Russia, this is what we are doing. We are sharing our percentage with you. Accept it or we show supremacy. Russia has not said, take the 25, let me take 25, let me go and do my dirty work and take over the country and give the country to the protest, internal protest, and I'll go with my 25% or 50%. If Russia declines that they will not take it offer, then the supremacy shall come in. You have to launch muscles. You have to launch your troops. You have to launch your military. You have to make sure that every investment, what you can do, one of the things, danger or damage you can do, America can do to Russia is that if you don't want to take, you want to stop me, let's show supremacy. What I'm going to do is that all Russia investors in America, I'm going to block all their investments.
Okay, that diplomatic aspect.
And when they lose the investment, it will affect the economy of Russia. It's a dirty game.
No, I know. Because
definitely, Russians have investors in America. So if the dialogue doesn't go well, then America can threaten Russians that if that's the case and you still want to fight back, I'm going to show supremacy. I'm going to block all your investors in my country. And when I block all your investors, it's going to affect your economy. Because they have taken their money from your country, Russia, and they have brought all those money into my country to invest. So when I block those money, how can they get returns to bring it back to Russia to boom or inject those money into the economy of Russia? And if that doesn't happen, it means that the Russian economy is going to collapse. Every Africa country, every American country or Asia or Europe country or Middle East, every single country on this planet survive on their investors. Every country. So if I block your investors, what's your strength? You don't have the strength again. You can't survive. Your country's collapse. What's the strength again? I've blocked all your investors because that's where you get the strength from, and I block it. Because if you succeed as a government or a country, it's about taxation. The taxation comes from the investors. The huge taxation comes from the investors. And because they pay you huge tax. And those taxes, the tax you use to construct roads, build hospital, create jobs, open factories, so that the youth will get jobs to do. And if I block their investment and there's no money for them to pay to me as a tax, how can you get tax to build the economy? So I block them. When I block, they don't get any money to bring to you as a tax. I've destroyed your economy. So you have to submit to me. Let me do my dirty work on Togo and go my way. It's a dirty game.
All right, Professor Oka, let's do this. Now I'm saying the political and the diplomatic aspect. I think say what surprise you. I mean, you fair non to you share the spiritual aspect now, which I area And you want to tell into Omo Afakondio who is spiritually. Now, what was the stance?
Okay. The president of Guinea is not ordinary president. It's very spiritual, powerful, very powerful spiritually. But the coup protest, the coup protest also have their spiritual work done.
Okay.
But the work they did was highly appreciated in the spiritual rank or spiritual realm. So definitely, all the ritual sacrifices he has made spiritually to give him backbone to overthrow government of Guinea, it will be supported because assuming I'm a president, I've killed maybe 10 cows to make sure those powers or those spirits I sacrifice those cows to, they'll protect my government for me, they'll protect my seat for me, they'll protect my presidency for me. This group protest, I've sacrificed 20 cows. Me sacrifice 10 cows and somebody sacrifice 20 cows. Who will be allowed to win the battle? The one who sacrificed 20%, 20 cows. So the sacrifice President Alpha has been doing for while he's in power, he was aware that there's a coup against him. He was aware that there's a coup pending ahead of time. He was aware that that's why he's amending the constitution to allow himself to run again as a president of the Guinea. He was aware that one day there will be a coup against him. He did all his homework well. He did all his background check. Everything was in place. But one thing he didn't know that the coup protest was ahead of him in terms of spirituality. And what made the coup protest find themselves ahead of Alpha simple was that the entities of the present couldn't see exactly when and how the coup will be staged. It's about how, when the coup will be staged. And that's what makes the president of Guinea. He couldn't see that, he couldn't notice that the coup will be staged on September.
No, so
and
my question is
no.
I said almost presidents now almost spiritual people are a bump can they also bribe them? And
can they do what?
Bribe them, like Obi Betia bribe will be spiritual father say just to pay began who can to me working against him.
No, when it comes to the presidency side, you cannot bribe.
No,
because in presidency
I'm
side it's
about the spiritual person maybe
No. Those who work for, when you are working for a president, and when you are working for a president as a spiritual guru, there's a loyalty. And it's a bit secret, so I can't disclose it much here because I'm connected to those things. So I can't disclose much. But, so what I would say is you cannot be bribed.
Okay. All right.
But those who are working for the president spiritually, they couldn't find out when and how the coup will be staged. Meaning that they couldn't find out or notice or discover which date the coup will take place and who will lead the coup. If they were able to find out when the coup will be staged and who will lead the coup, they would rather be able to eliminate or take off or cut off anybody who alliance with those people who are planning coup against the president Alpha. That's what makes them. If you want to win your coup protest as a president, when you discover when and how the coup will be staged, you are done. The game's over. You have won the battle. Because you know when the coup will be staged. So you have your men in place against that particular day.
Why is that?
The coup.
Why is that, Walker?
Okay.
Why is that a whole president to control the resources of the country wanting to mean seeking more spiritual support than ordinary soldiers are planning to be overthrown? I didn't. Was he lazy? And I said no.
No. Let me tell you something. we have people in Ghana, Nigeria, any part of the world who are not well known in public space, but yet they are most powerful people than those people who are in public space. I know people who are not spiritually, publicly known. They don't have the fame, they are not celebrities, but yet, spiritually, they are most powerful people. So the normal military man is highly powerful than a whole president who control resources. Yes. But the work I'm doing, so...
Indeed, Beba. Say, I know, say, cool, as you are saying, the minimum of 50 soldiers. So, assuming, say, and yet Domdina front a dear Nimuno, which is Keno Mamadou Damboya, and say, even though no one did dear Nimu, does that mean, say, ordinary spiritual or powerful? And I say, Omo, you see the keke?
No, in every coup, no, there's a coup leader.
Okay.
We have coup leader and we have coup protest.
Yeah.
And you have the same. Coup leader and coup protest, meaning that Nipa 5, you better plan to say you're overthrowing government. After we have done everything with the foreign powers, negotiation, everything, we have done everything. We are only left with 2% of the homework we need to do before we execute the plan. Then we go and bring in the person who will lead the coup. So the person that we go and bring to come and lead the coup is the coup plotter. Meaning that when we succeeding by throwing the government, we that we plot the coup, we will not show our faces, but you will show your face to the camera. You will make the announcement. You will lead the transition of government. You will lead the country to the new dawn. So the guy in question, he is not the one who plans or brought the coup act into seen in public domain. It may be sitting somewhere enjoying his life or doing his work. But he was brought in back later after everything was done, finished. That's why I said coup is not planned one day. It's been planned years. And he just got promotion. He just got promotion just recently. So the coup protesters noticed that, why don't we bring this guy who just got promotion from the president to lead us? Because his position alone is enough influence for us to have a successful coup d'etat. So coup protesters also think about it, think about position. So your position also sometimes matters. They can't go and make anybody to come and lead them. There's thousands of military men in the country. And why don't they go for him alone?
Professor, the military knowledge, the political knowledge, you know, only the only you hold your kakra, maybe a person on you YP, the spiritual aspect, you know. Young child, you are.
I'm listening.
I know. Oh, the young child, you are looking at the CCCR, okay? Into man, we are like me bow. Is it possible so we can disclose the kind of spirit that is strong and to overpass Alpha Conde?
Yeah.
India. Got one, oh, my Alpha Conde is not a small person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's been in power for a very long time, you know. And he seems very influential, even among the ECOWAS leaders. See, I'm surprised I say way to me at once. In the spirit bank one coup plotters you see into Omutumide bringing it down, sir.
The spirit are Muisu, and Nipano, yes, I also smelled my mom. So that's when I go Musu smelled mouth. Omu was spiritual guru, or not in the baby, you'll be a spiritualist. So you go to him and you tell him your problem. Oh, we want to overthrow our government. We want you to fortify us. Be our spiritual backup. You be our spiritual backup. We take the fight. So they went to a spiritualist or a spiritual guru to fortify them, be their spiritual backup, and then go physically to execute the plan. That's how it works. So it's not like they themselves invoking spirit, negotiating with spirit, that spirit should help them to succeed what they are doing. No. They don't have the melt, they don't have the energy, they don't have the strength, they don't have the knowledge to do those things. They will go to somebody who have the knowledge, the power, the strength to do those things for them spiritually, but the person will be sitting somewhere doing the work, the spiritual work for them, so that he will control everything. And before the spiritual person can give those military men go ahead that is the right time to do the coup, is when the spiritual guru is able to chain and cage and arrest all the entities around the president. When we're able to arrest all the entities around the president, then it means that those entities that you give to the military, when they go with the military, they will succeed. But as far as the military and the present entities are around him, those military will not succeed. So you cannot overthrow a president when his spiritual entities are around him. No. You have to cage them, arrest all those spirits around the president, so that the president will become empty, spiritually empty. He doesn't have any spiritual strength again, any spiritual backup. He doesn't have all those things. Then those military men can go in. When they go in, they are not going in alone. They are also going in with another spirit. And those spirits will help them to succeed. That's how it works. Because if you don't do that, and you leave those spirits for the president, or for the president to continue to have his spirit around him, when those military go, the spirit of the president will fight the military soldiers, their entity who are coming with them. And the coup will not be successful.
So, Professor Oka, who to be who spirits are soldiers need to call to Papa?
Yes. Spirits are soldiers to me, spirits are soldiers from the choir. And spirits are only both water and air. Water spirit and air spirit. And water spirit and air spirit are very powerful, especially the air ones. You know? Air ones are very powerful, which their leader is special. Special is their leader. It's very powerful God. And having the ones who are living in the water to you are God, they will damage you, your president.
One leader Ben okay. A Keno Mamadou Damboya Oka.
Yes, the soldiers, you know, like coup protest, you know, a kind of spirit of the coin, a spirit of more assume any.
Okay, now Papa knows Alpha Condin they are protected.
Oh, Master God. Every simple. Master Space. Master Space is not moving yet.
Yeah, buddy.
Master Space is moving yet.
Mountain.
Mountain Space. Space of multi mountains.
Okay.
Rock.
That's what Oka said. Oka said very powerful. So why do
No, if you are working with the space of multi mountains, multi rock, then you are empty. To me, you are empty to me. You have nothing.
Anyway.
You move a mess.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So it means you want to tell me that he was aware and I said we better no spiritually. The spiritual person
only he was aware, but he couldn't figure out when and how. That's why I said I didn't mix in when and how. Meaning when would the coup stage will happen and who will lead the coup? These two key things that makes me.
Let me take this question from Edmond. I say, what about countries? What's the for some of stage coup? These are the people they have to bribe them. The prime minister, the speaker, and the chief justice, representing the architect of the democratic architecture of every democratic society. Now, countries normally use prime ministers, normally use president and a vice president. What happens?
When you go to other countries, or like Ghana, Nigeria,
yes,
the key role.
Federal government. Yep.
No, like any country, I'm going to vice president, any president, I'm going to prime minister, no, any president, no. The role of prime minister the same way of vice president the same thing, but the trace of names.
And the countries are almost use prime minister. It's all working through the vice president.
Vice president.
Now,
that's why let me give you an example.
That would be difficult.
Let me give you an example. When you go to Zimbabwe, when they succeeded overthrowing Mugabe, the vice president took over. When you go to South Africa, when Jacob Zuma was overthrown, the vice president took over. Meaning that it's either you bribe the prime minister or vice president, because the vice president is the same as prime minister, the same work they do, the same administration work they perform.
Okay.
And when you have the vice president or the prime minister on your side, you bribe him, you bribe the speaker, you bribe the chief justice, you are done. The president is powerless. The president is powerless. The strength relies on his speaker, the Chief Justice, and his deputy, who is the Prime Minister or the Vice President. So when these three people are bribed, the strength of the president is gone. He doesn't have any strength. You'll be defeated. One time for all.
In a situation now, we bribe be refusing as well. What happened? Does that flood the coup?
The situation that you bribe them, I'm not refusing. When you make house arrest, you bring them to join those you put them under house arrest. Meaning that I'm promised you $10 million. I'm promised you foreign shelter. You refuse to take it. It means that when I'm putting the president under house arrest, I will include you. It will be including you. You to be under house arrest.
So at one point, because of force or intimidation, they have no option than to accept that offer, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's do this, Prophet Walker. There's a lot to talk about. Now, you share the future of this coup plotters. Keno Momadou Damboya. What from now onwards, Nivido was suspended the constitution of the country. You know, what do you see spiritually is going to happen the next few days ahead of us? What the government forces will
process or the president, from the immediate government or what?
No, I'm talking about now the coup no must succeed because once I must suspend the constitution, I put you in under arrest. The coup has been succeeded. Do you see the special forces, even though a captain, didn't I mean put you this question? I don't mean to contradict it, but I have to. Because someone say initial report, but I mean monitor from what a news West African media. It was just saying, you know, the special forces initially deny. So I'm for quite to our palace or strategy. The same thing or Mali, the same thing or Haiti cried and someone assassinated a guy. But the point, look at this. You know, special forces they are directly involved. They can't deny that. But do you see, the lawyers of Alpha Conde in the various security agencies, will repel this coup d'etat and also fight back?
Let me tell your people something.
Right.
The loyalties of Alfred, including Alpha himself, will be prosecuted. They will go to trial for corruption.
Oh, the president overthrown. No?
The president has been overthrown and now is under house arrest, including some of his appointees and his loyalties. People around him who face trials for corruption.
Really?
They will create a war system.
Is it projections or prophecy or assumption?
It's a projection. It's a projection. It's a spiritual projection.
Okay.
No prophecy. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's do this. And you mean these people on Besasidi, but would they return the country back to civilian rule?
But let me tell you one thing also. What is happening in Guinea is a twin brother of what is happening in Mali. Simple as that.
Oh, okay. Okay, what is our question about? I'm glad sorry about. Let me do this, Prophet Walker. Because let me be boost our question be about Mali at the end. I want to find out, say Mali, whatever that happened in Mali, any impact on Kunisi and because of the Arab Spring to the say what share was spiritual projection on your manner. Do you think, say, Adena Gota here, what Gota did in Mali in your impact? I will Guinea for issues. Like
let me tell you, the foreign power, who was behind Mali coup d'etat is the same foreign power who's behind Guinea coup d'etat.
And what is their purpose? So what do they seek to achieve, or what do they intend to achieve?
I made a summation earlier on. It's about natural resources of the country.
Okay,
they are not interested about your constitution or how your people will survive in the country or get jobs to do. Okay. It's about what is your country have.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so what, from what you are doing with your projection, what will be the position of the ECOWAS? Because that's a trend. What is the ECOWAS going to do?
ECOWAS will suspend Guinea, who protest or the military leader and the officers who are taking lead. They will suspend them from or they will stop them from participating in the affairs of the ECOWAS administration. It means that the military who has come in, the new face of Guinea, will not take part of affairs of ECOWAS. They will not attend meetings of ECOWAS. They will try, but they will stop them. They will have, and let me tell you this. The ECOWAS board will invite the Guinea coup protests on board, dialogue with them, negotiation with them, that, okay, we will not advise you people to hand over totally all the power back to civilian government. But we advising that let the power be shared. Let the military play role. Yeah, the power will be shared. Military play role and civilian play role both together to rule the country. The military will decline, then no, the power will not be shared. Military are taking over, and finally, the civilian government is out totally.
Okay, so now the ECOWAS hands are very limited here. And do you see any counter coup d'etat? So just like I said, better no more a stage coup against what the present guys have done.
What has happened now, and what I'm seeing now is that another group of military to stage another coup to overthrow the current military coup protest.
When they say you predict it right, and professor you can see that happen.
And the reason why there will be another second military frantic coup against their own foreign military officers is because those people are the loyalties of the president, the immediate president.
Because
so they have the mind that let's say the coup, overthrow our police military officers. So when we succeeded, we will bring civilian government back again to power, but they will fail.
Oh, they will fail, right?
Yeah, they will fail.
All right, let's do this. I'm a question. Mali, Gota, in your influence, motivate Isaku.
I want your influence. Let me tell you, do you know that the leader of Mali coup is the one who actually selects who should be the coup leader of Guinea?
How?
Yes. It's like I'm your friend or I'm your brother, and maybe you are a director of a company, and you are still insisting that I should be the managing director of the company or the fund. You are a president, and you are insisting that as far as you are the president, your brother me, I should be the finance minister. I should manage the country money. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So those military in Guinea took advice from Mali coup protest.
But did they help them? Did they help them in any way aside coaching, like logistics wise? Did they help them?
Yes, they did that. The coaching was there, everything, and that's why I'm saying that the Mali coup protest leader is the one who actually appoints that this Kana should be the leader of the coup protest in Guinea.
I understand what you're saying, but my question was not answered. What I'm trying to find out is, aside so coaching or like logistics or more equipment or more music or your baby.
Well, what he gave to them was just advice and guidelines. Yes.
Okay, good. So it means between Mali and Guinea right now, these two leaders, some relationship, because of a strong one Western power and a help your and I'm two of them at forming alliance and
one funny thing is that any neighboring country within the maybe the South region, any country that their military also have with a personal affair or relationship with Mali or Guinea, those protests will influence, assuming Togo military personnel have an encounter with Mali coup protests or Guinea. Those coup protests will influence Togo military officers to do the same, and they will support them, they will guide them, give them guidelines, support them, and that will overthrow their government as they did
Oh, so it hasn't come to an end. It's going to be like the Arab Spring. It's something that is likely to spread
No,
around
that's
West
why.
Africa.
That's why. That's why when you see my post on Facebook, I said.
Maybe you're
more
going
to
to
follow.
post it in Prophet Walker. We are yet to get into post now.
Yeah, I said more to follow. Why? Because Mali coached the Guineas. Now, anybody that will come contact with Mali or Guinea or Mali to coach the person, if Togo now, military officers who are in top position, engage the military in Mali or Guinea, they will coach them how to overthrow their government, and they will do the same thing. So it will be like a tap that you have opened. It will just throw. The water will just throw.
Now, is that an assumption, prediction, prophecy, or projection?
It's a projection. It's a projection. That's what I saw.
Okay.
So when you go to my I said more to follow.
Okay, only. I think you have a cool post, but because of time. Now, let's look at it from this perspective. Yeah. Question. Oh, boy. Mommy, 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right, let me welcome everyone back to the studio. Prophet Walker, Yanyan is saying, let's do this. Prophet, say, Argentina, within the ranks, so you're familiar with from their corporal, their private, up to their generals. How many 4-star, 2-star, 3, 4, 1. Okay? Argentina, they be the senior officers aside the WOs and the non-commissioned officers. Commissioned officers, starting from a measure to Colonel and as and they be almost medal. I didn't they be acquires a medal for Nwana to me taking the board initiative is almost a jiku.
Kind for no.
So I Colonel, yes.
Was a Kubia basically and I kind of know we Kuno. The middle belt military officers normally we Kuno.
Why I didn't hear.
No the lower one, no the upper one. No upper one, no lower one, but always the middle ones, no only the Kuno. There's a secret behind it.
What is it?
Yeah, the secret behind it is that whenever you reach the upper rank of military, you have sworn an oath. You swear an oath that when I betray your government, my life, I use my life as a penalty. My life should be taken away from me.
Oh, that's a young guy sitting in a nation. Go ahead, what can I say?
It's an oath, and that oath you take, it has a spiritual backing. And it doesn't mean that when you stage a coup against your government, you'll be giving fire squad. No, spiritually you will die. The spiritual force will kill you because that oath is being taken by an deity, and it's a secret which I can't disclose much about it. So when you are a top rank and you are being promoted to high rank, like general, a major, a captain, like those top rank position, there's a secret oath you take spiritually with the head of the state. And it's between you and the president. So the president will bring in his spiritual guru. So the spiritual guru performs some rituals between you, the president, and the person you are promoted to that position. That when you betray your government, this deity should kill him. So both of you will swear by your blood. So you know that if he betray you by overthrow your government, that deity will strike him dead. For going contrary to the words he uttered during the oath session. So you will not dare. So the certain position, people who occupy those positions will not do certain work. So they will pass the marathon to those below them. And those below them are the ones who have not taken the oath.
But
They have not
Walker,
taken the oath. So when they take that coup,
Prophet Walker, no, not going further. I didn't know, but someone said the oath of overtaking it. I mean, the presumption of overthrowing a government itself, you know, constitutionally, is illegal. Ubi face treason, and the punishment for treason, you go to jail for life or you face capital punishment. What do I say? A big cry can't use boy a mom firing squad. What do I say? You cry crew must say your history of that. And how can you tell me, say, army officers, irrespective of their ranks, you know, you may limit to be Muslim take it out, maybe take it. And as our oath now, can a special oath on the president take it, senior officers now.
yes, let me show as a secret. Every president, most of the times in Africa here, your opposition be one president the man or the man we no before that announce it publicly. No one sign no the 2 minutes will say now you occupy this office no. Maybe in the midnight, no the spiritual guru. Abba, now why initiation, why ritual? I'll bet oath before the deity. Maybe you bring a deity, you swear before the deity that because that position when you occupy, it's easy to destroy his government.
Oh, okay.
And whether his government will survive or not.
Okay, it depends on that.
Whether his government will survive or not, most of the time it depends on set position. A bit is a finance ministry. It's a ministry. If you joke with it, your government will destroy. A bit is a IGP. A bit is a DSS. Set position be one more. If you compromise with it, Nippon as the president, the administration should say. Because now holding you now as a president, edge in that position, or the amount also. It was so say, for me alliance with its opponent, no one destroy him. Until the date to back, going to swear that won't betray you.
All right.
I remember Russian president. I listened to Russian President Putin. One of his interview. No, we'll be saying about betrayal. No, see, before the cycle, and now you be part of him, you know, or you go through process, and when you commit the process, your life is in a stake. You lose your life. He doesn't lose his life. And what he said, I know what he was trying to say. He said, when I bring somebody close to me, I make sure the person go through process. And when the person commit the process, he loses his life. I don't lose my life. So I'm not scared about betrayal, because when you betray me, you lose your life. I don't lose my life. And I understand what he was trying to say.
So it wasn't like physical assassination or making the forces come after you. It ought to be our take.
Yes.
All right. It's something new on board today. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Those head of state, you know, they don't, most of the time, they don't do this physical assassination. That's the bad days. No more physical assassination. Because when you do physical assassination, everybody will know that you are the one killed this. You are Ponti. And all this head of state, most of them are into occultism, secret society, individual rituals. So when you commit them, they themselves possess, they will kill you with it spiritually. Oh, you're president, or you're often any kind and the president. There's no president in this world or this planet, and nobody know about president or any kind of president that when you spiritual backing. And first, I know it begin.
Professor Walker, spiritual backing, yeah, you see failure.
That's spiritual backing, you know. Only way spiritual backing will fail you is when you commit your side of the agreement.
And you want to tell me that this man or 40 and
so before your spirit will betray you, it means that you have committed. They will hand you over to your enemies.
No, that's how I'm supposed to say. Powers now, coup plot is new stronger. Internet more to me, I bringing it down.
I know. Before me, the member that show me soon I didn't cheat. I can't do on Mama come there like Katana. Unless the whole spirit walk committee against your spirit, you know. And I did remember, yeah, I remember we were committee against your spirit, remember our spirit, you know. The bomb will say me cage or more. They will lose themselves to me to cage them and arrest them, no.
And I say,
but which is here, you want one, not the back, which is here, you want one. I train a for the man, and that will kind, no baby train the master.
And that's
Before a spirit betray you, unless you commit.
But from what you are saying, Professor, I said I will contradict it because you are telling us, we mono Protestant spirit are not using is stronger than.
And you're stronger. And let me go deep. I told you earlier on that it is a secret, but let me go deep. When you want to capture a spirit around somebody, and if the person has not commit, but you want to capture the entity of the person, the spirit you are bringing on board to capture them, when they find that your spirit that you are bringing on board are powerful than them, what they will do is that those entities will go back in the astral world to go and bring forces to join them to fight you back. But only way they will not go back to the astral world to get forces to join hands with them to fight you is when you commit. When you commit, they will not go back and bring forces to join them. They will hand themselves over to you to take them away so that their master, who they are only allegiance to, will be taken away or be captured.
So at that point, not a master now, maybe I will betray them, why be a tea spirits. Is that what you mean?
Instead of someone back home, Susumako far, I'm calling media become no more fighting spirit now.
But some come on to crank in because of such as we in the spirits a free mountain is not stronger. And I sir.
No, it's not about let me tell you something. My member the example Bible. Spirit to be a pressure where we
I mean
together. Yeah, all together.
Yes.
But all together, no. Gabriel as the key assistant of Michael. It's not like a bad buano. No more defeat pressure. Why? Because pressure no more than saying Gabriel. If the pressure Gabriel was on to me pressure, or Fred you're to me on pressure for man ever one which is Michael. So president, Guinea president, me go on the entities no one you will form there. Almost to me, cool brothers and Susuma Bano. But can they can still go to the astral world and seek higher powers who are powerful than the one of the coup protest, not come out more defending president, more defeat coup protest or more entity, but they couldn't do that. They allow themselves to be captured. And only that will happen when you betray or you commit against them. So maybe you can be said what committed 2 years ago. Can be said what committed 2 years ago. That 2 years ago committing a committee, and so we almost planet, it's out. That's what I'm going to betray. So when I say, oh, my kid president, it's maybe why you did some years ago. And the only one not told that I don't play when we say betray. No fast way to betray.
And it's a perfect and your advice I will say African leaders, some don't better to sign your way. So, and one point also Petrol says, one to so you can't govern a country. I mean,
what don't be a president?
I don't eventually now didn't so bring you down. And I need the name free.
Yeah, so committed, that's how it is. They will not seek higher powerful beings to join them to defend you. They will betray you to go like that.
Right, okay, let's do this. Now, what's say? Adibi 2 posts. I mean, reading now, you follow up question. I feel the uncle straight to post near the program. Wait me 1 second, okay?
Okay.
I see. General cleaning everywhere in Africa. More to follow. Before you answer that question, Prophet Oka, is it now soldiers are and our military forces in various African countries are, even though they've seen bad things going on in their country, they've made up their mind not to intervene. Is it because they are coward? And I say, I don't know how to frame this question.
The reason why most military institutions in other parts of African countries have not staged coup d'etat against their immediate government or current government. It's not because they are coward, no. But it's because no foreign power has come to them.
Or has approached them, okay.
Or has approached them. That we want to overthrow your government. It doesn't matter who's in power. but we are interested in the oil. So we want to take you people as the face or the image of the coup. And when everything is done, the resources, we want 50% and we take the 50%.
All right.
And so when I get to reach, then...
Can we do would there be an issue? Maybe go be free one country across all the Western powers. Now Western powers not turning on local forces no. And our leaders. So go for yourself by secure support over to your government.
Come again.
For instance, a country okay, let's take Ghana for instance. Ghana. Now certain civilians be connive with the military. As it has happened before, say if family support. No more base be a number the support of the Western powers, either US, Russia, sorry, say US and also influential powers, and let me put it that way. Russia, US, China. Quite normal country almost say no, they won't help them. They will more report your mom local leadership no. It means that
I think they're gonna be down.
That's fine.
I think that recently and it was, you know, you seek for a foreign power and they betray you. And sometimes it happens. So that Nigeria, when Buhari came to power, it happens. Buhari time, I think the first or second year in office, there was a coup against his government. And those foreign powers almost secure, they betrayed them. So those foreign powers report them to the government of Nigeria that these your men came to us, negotiate with us to overthrow you. Or have our support to overthrow you. Do you know what Buhari government did?
No.
They don't know where. To death. Now, this is how they sentenced them to death. They carried them in army jets. So they took them to the highest sea level. Maybe I put no very.
Hello. It's getting interesting and interesting. Anyway, it's okay. It's hard to go to line. So you're losing the background. Hope so with the Emma may hacking. Because you see, the setting up said may call into Prophet Walker Facebook post and lose connection. Let me try and get him back. It's like we have 18 more minutes to go.
Wait to dedicate this time for the Lord. Just open up your heart.
Because and then we're trying some good post up. All right. Yeah, Prophet Walker. All right, Prophet. Yeah, welcome back. I'm say line on my issues, kakra. We are just left with 16 minutes to end the program. Into the Mr. Yenna Yanko Puso because who wants some more. Now, all can be For any sinafi, young call
Yeah.
Facebook post.
So when there was a coup protest, who went to the foreign country to seek help or assistance of those foreign powers to overthrow Buhari government? Those foreign powers, ever reporting Nigerian government that this is what your men are, some of your men planning to do to overthrow the government. They found them guilty, they sentenced them to death. They put them into a army jet, and they almost far for so. Just let them go very deep side of the sea, and they release you almost jet mugu. How can you survive? They kill them. So sometimes it happens. Some of the African countries will go to the foreign land or foreign powers to seek their support, their influence, to help them to overthrow their government, because you cannot overthrow your government without foreign power support. So sometimes when they go like that, they end up betraying, be betrayed.
But can there be an instance, say, there can be local people based in Jiku without foreign support? And that's what makes you maintain silent while they see foreign local people and say stage Muku.
Let me tell you something. In the possibility of that is very low. That you can stage a coup, successful coup, without a foreign help or foreign power support. The possibility is very low. Yes, the Togo, overthrow Togo long time. Togo government, they have the time.
No,
you know the number of coups d'etat they take. No, never Panaka Rollins friend, Rollins partner.
Oh, this guy.
But they put it,
Olympia.
Yeah, they put it because they were not getting foreign power support. The bank so far, there has been a lot of attempts, but still now, even Togolese, some of the Togolese people came to Accra or Ghana here to do demonstration. At the end of the day, government of Ghana arrested Ebimu for doing demonstration against their government after the coup failed. So you cannot do coup d'etat without foreign power support. That's what Togo almost tried several times, but they couldn't. But instead of Togo to seek for foreign power like French support, why? Because they believe and they knew that if they do that and French comes in to support them to overthrow their government, French will have share in whatever they will.
Oh, okay, the bounty.
Yeah, I think you're French government share.
All right, it's interesting, eh? Prophet Oga, let's do this. July 29th, 2021, His Supremacy Cosmos Walker Afran. Everything is set for general cleaning. There were a lot of comments. There were a lot of loud, like those thumbs up. Comments also did be broke. Prophet, no, didn't tell who you post this on July 29th.
Do my projection time, spiritual projection time. I saw a lot of coup. General cleaning. When the general cleaning is a technical word for coup d'etat.
Oh, okay.
General cleaning is a technical word for coup d'etat. I didn't mean war around our African continent.
Oh, okay.
I make prophecies here. Global 2021 prophecies here. The my country to be one prophecy about coup d'etat here, and some prophecies here I found one. So me writing that word, it's a confirmation. I tell you, I last year, FR 2021 said, 2021 the coup d'etat, I prefer Africa raw. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So let's do this. Okay. Then also repeat here the Biwaha. We no more bring it to my attention. Honestly, me, I mean, read the post now. He said I will be prompting CSO to be the president. August 21st, 8:16 a.m. His Supremacy Cosmos Walker Afran. I say I will be a president. And when I become a president, Africa will develop and Africa will be the most powerful and developed continent in the world. Religion will be banned. All African resources which is in the custody of Western world will be returned to Africa. No export or import will be made. Africa will have one state government. You know what? Like your visions, what can you be brave? But guys, were able to attack you on this. Polygamy is a must for every African man. Refusal to comply comes with a jail term of 24 months. One interesting comment to be passing, also was Serena Yaka in 5 years more. He says, now, Prophet Oga, we have vision. Nana Sadi, now will refer to her. Why, Casa, when you are doing an answer, what you anticipate, say.
Yeah.
Also, you have the intent or you have the aspiration to become president one day, right?
Yeah. Me, Mankasa Krano, Mammy, as me a projection of so me, I me a projection, Mammy, I say, I'll be president.
Repeat your view, Mammy, right?
Yeah.
But repeat your me, I debate them to repeat your mamma. It's almost a person who picture to them, a picture and 2 amount. One person who. Do they repeat the statement now, make you and why?
Me a projection. Me my prophecies. Those who become president, those who win election, and all my predictions, all my prophecy, I was in 90% of it so far. From when I started social media prophecies and predictions, 90% of it has come to pass. And there's no prediction or prophecy I've given now on after it. So why me making a prediction? I can't make a prediction or calculation about me myself, what the future holds. So one of the things the future holds for me is to be a president. And I believe one thing also, I started to be president, one thing me make prediction and I make calculation, spiritual calculation, actually say, that when you're here, Africa, I found into my place. That's what I mainly say to one. But if nobody is there to make sure those things will work, I'll make sure it work.
But
because me,
I channel on the true people. Now, I mean, would you say someone will take it a mantle now to implement it?
Okay. Me, my bongo be more political power and a high political office. To me, I'm made a movie. I did the same to me to me. Some boy, I can me.
So is there any time?
Me to me. Me to me. And I'm to me when I'm not for that money. I did one of a president. Now, by president, Messi Alpha. I didn't miss that. Me name ever boy, I can me. Yeah,
but Professor Kawes, are you not try to be too controversial? Because some say what take you part already. Say, Yamijubana na woye. Now, what the politics?
Me taking me part already as a software.
Anna.
Oh, David. Now, David, no, you're here. David, no, you're here. National Science or D4.
Anyway, well, Martin, we'll come back to your security issues. But what the Sir Professor we are no more prompting semester. Mimbusa and Sana check because who post see and him say it's been like 7 days. Okay, let's do this. Prophet Walker someday will become president. Where? Republic of Ghana or? That one,
I will not disclose it.
Oh, that's it's a country where the Ghana now because second nationality to different.
No. Barack Obama was a Kenya.
No, but he was born here.
Obama was born here.
He was born here. He was born here, Walker.
He was born in America, but everybody knows that Obama home is Kenya.
Yes, I understand, but based on country, the president was because your country, there are some countries. Wallace was born in Ghana, and after 1957, according to Kwame Nkrumah, declaration here, will be by birth, we are Ghanaian citizen. So the question I'm asking is, I don't want to limit my thoughts. Say, be a Ghana and Kwana is bound to happen.
You can naturalize. I can naturalize for any country and become president of that country.
Not all the countries. Your countries be you can naturalize to hold high position as a congressman. For instance, the United States.
For president.
I understand, but especially for United States is out because whilst you are not born here, not necessarily here. Even if you were born, for instance, I don't want to get into this, but let me do this. I said, for instance, say be our Prophet Walker, our parents are diplomats. That's all more Ghana. Because our parents in Ghana or more American citizens. it automatically gives you the United States. You qualify under the naturalization law, but your situation coming into the country with a residence permit, our baby naturalized, our baby U.S. citizen. There are some privileges or benefits or limitations. Or
no,
one.
I think that the person who shared here, my cousin, a president of Ghana, I said president of Africa state too. It's a state country, no.
Oh, but I also make us. I mean, go to see no more prompt me some share. Okay, let's do
okay. It's not about a country. It's not about a country.
Oh, it's like
Kwame Nkrumah had a vision of not becoming president of Gold Coast or Ghana, but to bring Africa together to form one state, to be the head of the state as the African state, United States of Africa.
Okay.
He couldn't because spiritually he was weak. Spiritually he was weak and physically he was weak.
Kwame Nkrumah was spiritually weak.
But that was so.
Okay, one day we'll talk about Kwame Nkrumah.
Oh, my brother.
What do you focus on?
If Kwame Nkrumah was so powerful, if Kwame Nkrumah was powerful, he will not be overthrown. You cannot be powerful and be overthrown. It can't be possible.
Let's do this. One say, and then already you've really impressed everybody about diplomatic and political thoughts. You know. But also, I can't seem to I say, why? Because I will go. We think twice about credibility. Because once we really say,
how can it be powerful, my brother? How can it be powerful?
I don't mean person ask me, I mean say like what take trends or the Yamijuma away. Now all of a sudden, I say you are being pushed to the political side. And I say,
no, stop with Muslim or stop with the president.
Okay. All right. But sometimes you are not trying to be very specific with statements. Because Adia Woka say, we are president of Africa. So it means there's a time coming now, will be under one leadership. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yes, and something ahead of time.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Ghana will not forever be Ghana. Nigeria will not be forever Nigeria. One day, there will be a United States of Africa, as America left United States of America. No?
Okay,
the same will happen in Africa.
Prophet, I didn't know. Until I make questions. Let's do this. You prophecies now, any military side. All right. Let's do this. I saw a well-known shopping center building collapse. The world should pray against it. Lives and properties will go destroyed. That says the Lord. Prophecy by Prophet Cosmos Walker Afran. Prophet, then also ABC. Almost you understand how make general prophecies to do. Because you see, as someone who can say, for instance, I mean a prophet. Maybe I can say be at the next bear. I can just say there's gonna be a tsunami in the United States. Because looking at their geographical landscape, this global warming, because what my prophecy say say shopping mall be answer properties be say nipa be. Okay? It could happen anywhere.
Let me say something. Let me tell your viewers and listeners something. We have grown.
Okay.
When God called us, we couldn't do everything as supposed to be as perfectly. But as time goes on, now you share the film.
Okay.
So, me mention more A. And people believe in my prophecies. That this guy said Ethiopia Airlines will crash and it crashed. So as far as he has mentioned this company, that this company more will collapse, I will not go that place again to shop again. Do you know the number of sales of profit they will lose?
It's maturity, I understand. Out of maturity, and I say no fast money. No, my aware.
No, me bon paye sana na to public woni pass be bon general prayer there so for more bia wo wi ase bia no yakopon bon ho ban.
Okay,
simple as that.
It's okay, Prophet Oka, you're fine. Okay, let's do it. I saw a massacre occurring and it got the attention of the whole world. The world should pray against this. That says the Lord. Prophecy by Prophet Cosmos Walker Afran. You see, I didn't know in our prophecy. I say assurance are too strong. And only be projection in case it could fail.
prophecy ya dia. Ya pen or the Musa message na nyanko for na dama na say abofo na dama and prophecy. But the one that said dia me to this let me see what will happen in Nigeria the next maybe 6 months. Doing that calculation, no, make me up pick it. Maybe was soon and with the best in Nigeria the next 6 months. And I find prediction or projection. But yes, but the main many also. Now, me for you when you actually me and I running a casa. Say between Nigeria and a prophecy. But I say, Nakuba for make action tell me, Nakuba action tell me. Me and I using my spiritual ability to see what's ahead of Nigeria. Number me know what's ahead of Nigeria, and then Nakuba when they did a projection.
Okay.
And to make a prophecy, there was a mature prophecy, let's say. I am in the way, some men now, maybe maybe Nakuba better than the church, say the basic.
Now, Professor, I want to mean travel like almost to be misleading with this kind of prophecies.
No, all
right, let's do this.
They don't
I'm saying issue. What kind of I can't 7 and your boy, mamma for 5 minutes. Pacho, by see you on your prophecies. I did all kind of last week by me and Kosokakra. I'm saying, what's it? Now we're talking about Joe Biden and Trump. You're trying to compare the two of them. I said this miscalculation will not happen under Excellency E.J. Trump administration. Joe Biden should be impeached immediately. See what J. Trump did to China when COVID-19 came from them. Okay, I don't want to go far. And as I mentioned about stock, why do you see? Because sometimes I will pay attention to your foreign media and to the markets. Do you also see any impeachment about Joe Biden? Because the whole of last week, the American media, including some of our Democrats, they betrayed inside Afghan. They are so embarrassing. Is there anything pending where impeachment is concerned?
Biden.
Yes, please.
Joe Biden, American president.
Aye.
As far as Joe Biden is the president of America, what I would say, there's no hope for America.
It's what?
As far as Joe Biden is the president of America, there's no hope for America. There's no hope for America. I repeat it again. As far as Joe Biden is the president of America, there's no hope for America. I'm a seer, I'm a prophet, I'm an oracle. I know what's ahead of time by the grace of God.
Oh, I understand. But when you say there's no hope, it means what? Is the structures of this country coming?
They say all his policies it will amount to nothing in the interest of America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't see any impeachment, right?
Oh, there's impeachment ahead of him.
And would they succeed?
But I'll survive it.
I'll survive impeachment. Okay.
I'll survive it.
Okay. All right, let's do this into the offending. Okay, and then the media and so on. Now you will last post at the by 8 hours here and by before this show. Everything is set for general cleaning. I'm saying the work actually that, right? I see. Okay, and you also made another. Okay, now we're talking about the arrest of their leader. That's fine. Okay, Prophet Walker, we are done with posts, you know. So now, I deal with you. Once I test me, be so we share we profile now. You know, one person will follow the name. There you the WhatsApp page in here. His Supremacy Cosmos Walker Afran. Prophet, why ego? Okay, from my position I'm sitting. Why eagle on the left, elephant behind your image, and shark on the right? What does that mean?
We are seeing the Earth planet, no. Earth planet, we are seeing our Earth planet, no. The world, or cosmos. We say what the cosmos, the word cosmos.
Yeah, cosmic world.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So we have 3 words that constitute that cosmos world. No? And the God that rule that each God, no, almost symbol of that one. No. Now, I'm divine. baako edi hene ɛwɔ wiase a ɛwɔ nsuom, which is part of the earth planet. Nti ukɔ nsuom mu a yɛse mboa a wɔn nsuom nyinaa ɔmo panyin ɛne shark.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mboa wɔn nsuom nyinaa ɔmo hene, de odi ɔmo so mboa no nyinaa ɔmo hene ɛne shark. Nti the god of the water, the symbol ɛyɛ shark. Ɛna yɛwɔ another wiase ɛna wɔ wiem, ɛno na bi mo fɛ no first seven no. Ebi so friend Persia word. Ebi friend Persia word. Ebi so friend first seven. And one na sun god, any moon god, and then Ashlet more. The female creator or more. That's the first seven. Na nyame odi wiase e wo soro no a ebi mo friend Persia word and na say Ashlet word and our sun god or moon word no. Nyame odi so no ne kraboa e eagle. And na ye wo asase a asase ye asase Persia nipa ta se ni nanse so eno so sai wiase no eno na menu menu yese so no ye wo nyame a so di sa asase we so onso ne krabo eye so no nti ko mbo a wo wiem nyina mbo mo wiem nyina na mbo ni nyina de omo yo omo leader ana ohenya odi omo so nyina no sa abo no eagle sa nyame so no ne krabo ye eagle o ba asase we so a mbo a wa asase we so nyina omo panyini ene elephant. Sana nyame no uko sunsuma sana nyame no ne krabo ye elephant uko nsumu so a mbo wo sum nyina wo penisha sana sunsum so kwa omo nyame odi nsuo so nyina ne krabo aye shark de etam na to on say sunsum no sa wiase miensa wo nyina no na kopo ma ama mani amani tumi ehu wo nti wiase a ewo nsuo mu no na kopo ma mani amtumi hu de ekoso ho wiase a wasase pese we so no na kopo ma mani amde hu de ekoso ho and wiase a wo eso no so kopo ma mani amde hu de ekoso ho it's not my almost one.
Okay, I think so. I explaining, but we will seek more detail. Anyway, next week, I'm promising you say my topic about say we I will divide it into three. Man, your whole topic never educate. Why? But now almost test. Idea what says I know my three say your word near the honor.
Okay.
Earth planet, your cosmic, your river. To him next week, but Prophet Yenya the I mean, for the purposes of fair reportage, me having been to School of Journalism, I'm reading ethics and me puli had the me puli Ghana. I mean, it's almost the same. There are general ethics I'm reading. Yeah, I don't have to say things a bit feel on. And Crabon in India saying Pia. Who posted had you 8 hours ago? I say, I don't know about Betroha. Gregory H.S. Stem, meaning class what as a woman. There's a lot of comments on there, but this is what this gentleman is saying. Also, use this opportunity to lie again. The prophet say, what actually comes to you? I mean, how do you take it? So almost at home.
Me who? You say yeah. Sir, I said me too at my mood. Into would by Yamia, a simple method. Me believe in the Moses law. I believe in the Moses law.
Which is
you stand my twice for I have no option. I have no option to do.
What in India may bringing this issue up? I want to intervene on behalf of that young guy because we are in Mekoko Sheno. You see, I don't know how they are abusing the social media. Professor Sadi and Kwade, I know so we are one day you also you will be called to answer. Say nipa destiny. The mere fact you have the ability to do that, Mr.
And so the Nippon Piasi, no way your manners to respect.
It's okay, my prophet. It's very challenging. They come with you, man. Sometimes take it that way. You conclude it, Prophet Walker. Now, let's see this. Yes, I will phrase now, it's going to spread. So, now what countries and I anticipated to see? Where a very security concern amount, don't say it, it's okay. I think saying enough, but you can conclude on how we freeze and say spread it on the globe. And what can African leaders do to stop it? And what countries now also who's a red flag in general and that is the final question we're all yearning to hear. Prophet turns sound cry. Almost prophet turns military planner.
Okay. What I would say in Africa is the leaders in Africa, one, they have to leave their office and come to the grounds. They should not sit in V8 or convoy. They should not be in convoy again. They should take public transport. When they take public transport, they will feel what their subjects are going through. They will feel it. The UFO as a president, we will say the economy next year. The UFO Japan now talk about to Edia. Me and Fatty Embassy office will be mama. No, we talk about to we will say the economy next year. What can you do to me about so your money? So they don't come, what's air condition? You didn't see the office man into winning their cost or mining. Who say I will feel comfortable in life? Son or man will be also feel comfortable. And that will see office. Men track convoy for qual for Kitaba, make not trotro, nafo. How much you have your office with not for Kono to Tokoya to beans and the Kokoyachi. Let's track on the D. Within that particular 24 hours, we must have managed here. What give about most of us? We Why, yes, sir, if you don't move from the top to the down to experience what your people are experiencing, you will never govern your country well. Because what you say, Omano Buniyama, as far as I would see it is Omano Biati, Ubua, Ubiati. So, what someone said, Omane Kodia, for nice man for national mushroom, how they are and what they are going through in the economy. That's what I say. But when it's here, now but you see Guinea, they see Mali, the same to happen to you. The government. Say you overthrow one. I never want to say. In this case, it's no. Say overthrow we are no about so.
Because what the money say, he does it to the I said. Or reflect on think or no idea between me. I'm reading a body gets like poster now. Look at what is happening.
Yeah, we reading the poster now. The poster now said, I said, we also mess it up.
Yeah, what is mistake? Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
No, almost like
so they don't know all those things. What's going on in the ground? But overthrow we are not many about also. You overthrow we are no money about ordinary citizens. Almost basic trial for corruption. I don't know about say they mess up with the country resources. There's nothing you can do again. The chances you lost the chances. So they should just move from office, go to the ground, be in the ground, and experience what the people are experiencing. The ordinary citizens, what the ordinary person is experiencing in the economy in the country. I believe that when they go through that experience, they will come back to their senses and they will do the right thing. Than sit in the air conditioned V8 convoy, enjoying heavy breakfast, and thinking that as far as life is comfortable with them, everybody within the country is also enjoying life well. So that's what I say. But the soldiers too are waiting for them.
Professor, are coming. What other countries? NSA Empire Mom. Almost the other red, almost the other yellow. Nafi Yanko.
Abicus.
Hold on. Prophet Walker Afra, that's all. Prophet Hanze.
Abicus.
What do you know what did you? Allah Hassan Ouattara. And I own him no. Where's your? What do you know? President? Oh, sir.
No one number.
At one point, I very big, you know, when him the top guys in the and I want a Kobe no more body. Look, Allah Hassan Ouattara. Almost name you almost had a friend. I'm ready. Anyway, what are you that's all they did. Military did about 60%. We can most of you know, no uncle for don't be good. Or Pamo for a guy.
Recently, election I also Abicus no. yes, make our woman by the grace of God. And yes, they will overthrow him. The military overthrow him.
Because I ban him quite. Obi or band the opposition, you know, opposition. Come on, okay. Anyway.
No. Let me tell you something. That's why when I was making submission about Guinea, I said the Guinea president, the spiritual way of failing. They couldn't see when, how. But Africans, Ouattara, when, how, to survive here. And that thing was done by me, by the grace of God.
Anyway, Professor Oka, who
and
else?
And those people are still behind bars. Because if you want to amend the constitution, now and the Africans will definitely have that issue. I've told him and he's aware. So he's enjoying power, but the time will catch up with him.
Is it preventable? Or not say or not say 200 more?
For him not able to do anything about it, a high percentage that he can prevent it,
Oh, yeah, what she
so we are getting and now one of
oh, okay. Then after that, I was saying, there's a high possibility of military intervention in La Côte d'Ivoire.
And the reason I make us understand, once media market, so the way you're going.
Okay. All right. Who else?
Apart from Nigeria, there will be attempt by almost
okay. That's what Buhari do at all.
Nigeria almost there will be attempt, but Africa no more subsidy say Mali make Guinea no more subsidy. But Nigeria they almost make it almost subsidy.
Buhari do at all, but I don't want you. See, I can too.
Buhari say me party. What we say this Yakubu Ishidano.
I don't want you.
That one put you party too. Anyway, Africa and Nigeria. This country. Okasa.
I don't know. I can see a crew with the Yana Usuru. I mean, say be Bama, you who and I also. Because. Oh,
you can't tell my brother that we can't get a yourself. David.
Perfect. I'm on fire. Why?
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, I don't know.
Anyway. Okay, Kamaru, so almost careful.
Why, Pobia?
Yes, but Kamaru.
Pobia. No, only you know.
Yeah. I'm careful. Because I was about Omia.
Pobia, Omulidana.
Yeah. Kamaru, I'm very careful.
I see.
And this country, I don't know if the name is right. Switzerland. As a monarchy.
Swaziland.
Yeah.
My home. Or southern part of Africa. Zimbabwe, South Africa.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very careful. Almost set military take over and so I want more anymore. So this is the country
oh, okay. Now, why would cry a woo to Namudi? How did the woman be rather above a national number?
Do you know the number of sacrifices I made for Ghana? They will never return.
Oh, but I didn't.
I tell you, what I me.
Oh, I didn't.
I tell you, what I think. I see national security are taking me.
Oh, really? National security bomb there, are you?
Think of my home. Oh, 2 4 years ago. Why, Enunyam, Sudan, to me, now you're dear. We no boss, I say, Womunoma. Now we didn't partner so. The Nipantra Munasunji, no Mondori. And so, a bonnet for Becca, who I see we saw your friend Lucifer. And I say, time. Or how others are ma. And the Nippon and Massunje and Master so. As when I hope to far winning ma, now don't man out do a body. We deem them a slow. To try the other samba. twitwaje abode nyina twitwaje asase a wo ma ye na abure nyina so bonefo ne sɔre sɛ ɔde ntawantawa ne basabasa ye bɛpa asase wesu a ɔsoro tufo nyankopɔn ɔbra bonefo na ase wase ne nduma nyinara ɔguso ma adasama ɛne ɔma ɛne abode wasase wesu nyina atra wasundwe mu tra sundwe mu a ɔma benya ɔden ɛde asom nyankopɔn tumfo wɔsaka akoma nyinaa wasase wesu na akoma nyinaa ɛne dɔdɔ wɔn ho no wɔn tra sundwe mu ma wiase nyinaa nipa nyinaa tra sundwe mu ma sundwe ɛnyɛ kɛse ɛwɔ asase wesu na sundwe wɔ asase wesu a wabɔde a wobɔ ma dasamba ɛhwɛ so no nipa nyamɔde da hwɛ so na ahyɛwodie nunyam tumfo nyankopɔn obi bia otie yɛn obi bia ɔhwɛ yɛn bɛde wadom ane utumi sɛ ɛnkata nipa no so ɛmbɔ nipa no ho ban dombo obi biara a otie ɔhwɛ yɛn wono nim obi bia bisadeɛ yɛ obi bia bisade ma no na awurade nyankopɔn tumfo empire a wako a mebɔ esra we na mesra wo sɛ awurade ɔman a yɛfa ne Guinea akwa yɛn hiem ma wabɔfo nsale kɔ Guinea ɔmo ma asundwe emra Guinea na nipa nkwa na nipa agyapadeɛ ansɛ na mo nipa nkwa atena hɔ na agyapadeɛ wɔ so atena hɔ ma asundwe ne yie entito yie ɛwɔ Guinea na Guinea nsanye Guinea bio yɛmfa enunyam nyinaa ma Nyankopɔn tumfoɔ odi mu na mesrɛ wadom ama adasama nyinaa ɛne wabɔde nyinaa ɛwɔ asase wesu odi mu amen.
Amen. Prophet Waka, as always, thank you very much.
Welcome, sir.
Nipa every yanka say nye unim questions amude ba nyina me ansa ni nyina manfa ba kokora nsie to the extent that baby ampo na very defaming to the character. I didn't suppress that question. Sir, Prophet Walker said this is what this gentleman actually you in patch my guy no unim you just go read obi ade now you frame from attacking the person the ben will lose. Because just imagine, attacking him will not stop him from posting. Program he started here and started saying awkward for program. You know what I did? I didn't pay attention to anybody. I'm speaking to young guys now, moko post, moko worker post, no moko church on some morning. You see, what is more natural? Me, I don't even know. So our ability to do that is an assumption. Me and me. But so okaso afo bi destiny ato Canadian. I can't say one day or no munyame bebusa no. It's not the right way. But addressing it from another angle no. See the back youth no mo angle. My question is what or posting ade we read the post no. You're not interested. Opa write a message contradictory with the post without insulting him. It's very simple. But here the end no could the attempt. Assuming some or ability to be to me at this stable spiritually. Why do you do that? I didn't also to say that could trouble say at the bow. Now I want to know. Ideally, your address will fear several times. But one thing I begin to understand is with African youth, you know, sometimes you show defiance in a very negative way. So idea you can try. Ama any benefit to be a brewer. That could have been a different case. But here is the case. Who started say who didn't at me? The man has not stopped the prophecies in the post. That father is oh yeah. We are assuming so what it takes to harm you. Now we'll bring that into yourself. Why do you do that? Me, I did my part. Say me niano kaso yen sanka mempe. So I intercede for wow, yes, I don't know. Munjai, comments are more personal, it doesn't help. Or you deceive you, be a woman in deceive you. Because who can deceive you? You haven't come out with any alternative. Also, me Muslim, we are the majority. But make on the post, let me who's anyway. And it's a lot in your account. You're talking about the coup d'etat. If you know my say, oh, I didn't green jay, best spread it. Now I didn't know, says, Mali guy need your influence on the Guinea, and so. No, actually, countries we say they should be careful, like Cote d'Ivoire should be careful. We also can't say Nigeria should be careful, even though Nigeria will be failing. Cameroon, Pobia should be careful. Swaziland, country between Zimbabwe and South Africa down there, they should also be careful. I said there's a looming one. Look, normally my church will go. I dare be member. See, I sometimes we boost on the timelines, okay? I try as much as possible to make a fair reportage. Me, I did one thing I can't stand is say, meet you present to be and I meet you will be. Now, Asem he doesn't want to speak into he doesn't want to speak into specifics. No. What in you bear in the initial no once more medal be asked for your time. Beginning Monday, the program never back. We'll be doing our world politics. Now, yeah, local politics and so. I know say next week even though it's a holiday, let me wish everyone advance Labor Day. But the point is, back to Canada Japan, the second part of Canada Japan, Kokusket and Kevin Taylor is likely to come up in the course of the week. Right now, I know the legal battle has started. Hopefully, you see, I know Kevin Kokusket doesn't have much to do unless Mr. Kennedy are taking initiative to serve. So if that thing happens, my own picture is via Secretary Kennedy Ababa arriving. Let me welcome him. Now let's do this. It happened here, a quick update. Now, Medo BBRC. This is what I always say. Emmanuel Champon says, nothing is really lost but life of sacrifice. Yes, it could be any way, can be sure to be careful. Simple. To me, be you have to be very, 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 very careful. See, my young governed nation, as if say, as a government or minor for an it's more than unfortunate. To me, Shebi Monza, they govern a country as if as a pet and almost govern country. So share Papa Wepa Alpha Condi, a very noble man and no share in the way. Let me say for the past 10 years, for the first time I action a national convoy car kitty. Now people are almost celebrating and these are the same people are almost heading almost jubility assembly at home. Now the nature of human beings and the nature of Africans. The same citizens are almost supported some time back, and the rest of them are chanting to support the military junta, precisely Colonel Mamadi Amboya. Once more, public Kenya accepting it, I believe so assassinated with a coup d'etat. There's not much that we can do. The hands are very tight. I don't want to go back into it. Let's see what the ECOWAS will do, and let's see what the AU will do. I hope say you're calling for calm. Avoid the civilian casualties. As it stands right now, we haven't heard anything bad. We haven't gone after the civilians. Let's hope say calm will stay. Even though someone take over the country, the dignity of the people must be respected, and the integrity of the people must also be acknowledged. So, a new it's here, want to make tomorrow.